Sean Fennessey.
I'm Amanda Dobbins.
And this is The Big Picture, a conversation show about 1989. Of course, we're potting today about the Taylor Swift album, and Chris Ryan is here to do so. Are you excited?
Are we out of the woods? You know?
Is that song on that album?
It is,
Have
man.
you listened to that album in full?
Yes,
I think so,
You
yeah.
have? Okay.
I think just ambiently, I've
had
been
like 9
exposed to it.
singles.
Yeah, no, I remember that, but he was well into his I don't acknowledge Taylor Swift take
Yes.
at this point in the journey.
Well into it, absolutely. Yeah.
So I just didn't know whether you circled back.
Stock's been paying out
Yeah,
hard
I
this
was
year.
wondering if you cashed that ticket.
Just sitting on a lot of dough off that Taylor Swift short sell. We're actually talking about 1989 movies this year. We're drafting again, which is very exciting. But, we're pre-recording this episode, and there's been a lot of news over the last couple of weeks, and the three of us haven't been together and had the opportunity to talk.
The big three.
Yeah,
The big
here
three.
we are.
Yeah, the big three. And we never talked about the hunt for Ben Solo. And there's two people. I couldn't find two people I would want to talk to more about this
Thank you
news.
so much. Yeah.
Sex, lies, and solo.
This was the news that Steven Soderbergh and Adam Driver came together to develop and pitch a movie about what happened to Ben Solo
Yeah.
after
He died.
he died
Yeah.
in the last Star Wars
Yeah.
film. And
Well, that's not what the movie. That's not what the pitch was about.
I think it was that he somehow
It wasn't-
survived.
Yes.
Yeah, it wasn't about Ben Solo's journey through the afterworld.
Now, that is also what dreams may come, but Ben Solo, that would be a movie.
No, it would be
Right.
like the Nick Cave version of Gladiator 2.
Oh, wow.
Maximus in
Solo
hell.
goes to
Yeah.
hell.
Okay.
That would also be really fun. So Soderbergh and Driver, they get this pitch together. Obviously, very exciting, the idea of them working together again. They work together on Logan Lucky. And it goes up the chain.
And Scott Z. Burns writes it.
Yes. So
Yeah.
Scott Z. Burns is in. He's, of course, worked with Soderbergh many times before, on Contagion especially. And they pitch it to Filoni and Kathy Kennedy. And they're like, sure,
Yeah.
maybe. And so they kick it up to Bob Iger's
Right.
office. And Bob Iger looks them in the eyes and says, no chance. And
Yeah.
then that's it.
But why? What is his reasoning?
What is his reasoning?
His reasoning is because Kylo Ren, whatever his other name is,
Yes.
already forgot, is dead.
Yes. Somebody took the focus group note about you can't say somehow Palpatine has returned.
That was literally I was so ashamed of myself and also
knowing that?
yes. And it's so angry at you and this world that my first reaction to this, I was like, but Palpatine was dead. And I was just like,
Somehow
what are we doing?
Ben
Iger?
Solo returned.
I have to tell you something.
Yeah.
If you ever decide
Yeah.
to pivot to being Star Wars mommy, you're fucking unstoppable. There's nothing he and I can do if you're just like, you know what, guys?
I'm going all the way in.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've read the book of Boba Fett and I've become a believer. We're done. We're done. We
Okay,
can't stop
it's true.
it.
That's very true. So sincerely,
Yes.
would you want this movie?
Yes.
I don't care. Sure. Do I want it more than many other
That's
movies that? Well, no.
that's
No,
the
but-
take to me.
But you're taking my take before I've said it and twisted it.
How
Here's
did
the
I
thing.
twist it?
We're going to talk about some other movies
Uh-huh.
that are being made, that are adapted from franchises that are supposed to be, for large audiences. And I don't give a shit. I don't even want to talk about Call of Duty.
Okay.
I don't
Okay.
care.
Yeah.
So let's not make that. If we're going to make big budget movies, if we're going to use people's time, if we have to chase the money, give it to me with
Chase
Steven
Ben Solo.
Soderbergh
Yeah.
and Adam Driver.
Well, that's my take, is that it's replacing, at least in theory, 1-to-1 another Star Wars movie. So that you can only do so many Star Wars movies at a time, and there still has not been one. It's been 6 years since there's been a Star Wars
Yes.
movie.
Okay.
Which is just malpractice. I mean, it's just completely ludicrous that there have been
no,
10
no,
Star Wars
no.
shows
Okay.
in 6 years.
Okay. Time out. I mean, two separate problems here, because I still remember the end of 2019.
Yeah.
We were in your guest room
Yes.
in Palm Springs before you arrived, the orange room in the back by the garage. You remember that?
Baptizing it.
Yeah. Recording a podcast.
Uh-huh.
And you just you had a classic Sean meltdown
Uh-huh.
about Rise of Skywalker and how it's not good, which it was not.
I had a
And-
really good pod performance,
Right.
is what you meant to say.
And a lot of the complaints were we have too much Star Wars, we have too many movies. They've,
Mhm.
they don't have ideas. They've, like they've squeezed the orange too much or whatever. I don't know. What do you squeeze?
Yes. They
I'm
squeezed
only
the midi-chlorians.
Yeah, so
oranges.
they squeezed the orange and it's done now. And
that is
so you
that
can't
wasn't my
turn
complaint,
around.
but sure.
You can't turn around.
If you go
Yes,
back
there
and listen
was.
to that episode, it was not are too many Star Wars movies. It was that why did we bring back J.J. Abrams to make another Star Wars movie and then commit all these sins in this Star Wars movie? Now, it was a good time to take a break.
Including, and we should all be honest, Palpatine is alive again.
Yes.
Which
That was terrible.
We were all, even I,
apoplectic.
Yeah, I was like, wait,
look,
what?
if you say Steven Soderbergh's going to direct it, I'm like, I'm going to hear him out. I'm just going to hear him out. Now, I will say, I can't. Has it been reported when they pitched this?
I don't know. It sounds like in the last 12 months because there is that history of him in his culture diary where he had a 20-day stretch where he watched 9 Star Wars movies,
that's right.
including, I think, Empire and A New Hope like 3 times because he was trying to get back to, he watched Phantom Menace and everybody was like, why the fuck did Steven Soderbergh just watch the Phantom Menace?
Right.
Because I was going to say, I can kind of see it from Bob Iger's perspective, where he's just like, you know what,
all right,
this ended so badly, and you know what, we've abandoned the center in this country. No, I can see it from his perspective where he's just like, I'm done with this. I'm done with the
era.
Rey Kylo. It ended badly.
Okay,
those movies, reportedly cost way
that they
more
kissed.
than.
I was so mad. I was so mad about that.
That they kissed.
Yeah.
Because you don't want them to
Star Wars mommy. Look at all these listens you have.
But it really was. You're gonna, roll out like, oh, the new character that you're all supposed to care about is like a girl, and yay, like, it was like CEO heaven, and then at the end she just has to be like a love interest. No, come on.
I will say, when I was at Disneyland earlier this year, my daughter met a young woman who was portraying Rey at Galaxy's Edge. And it's probably the happiest that Alice ever was in her entire life.
But so
There's a picture of it that it melts my heart.
That I have seen the picture. You also sent us the moving version, which was very cute. So we have multiple records of it.
So
it's
for
wonderful.
me, Rey is in the Hall of Fame.
I'm not dissing Rey.
Okay.
I'm dissing that we are teaching Alice at the end. It's not enough to conquer the world.
Yes.
You also have to like kiss and make up with the villain. Thumbs down. Okay.
Well,
to me, I want Alice to go thrive.
More of an epic romance, a story
Not
of longing
really.
over a trilogy.
What I want is the Scott Burns scriptural leak. I don't know if it was completed, or whatever, but that would
be cool.
Please get that out there. Come on, guys.
I think it's mostly because there have been so many TV shows is why I'm stamping my feet about
that was your
not
choice
having
to
a
watch
movie.
them,
I stopped. I mean, I stopped 2 or 3 years ago. I'm just not really I'm not engaged at all in that world right now.
Yeah, you didn't watch Andor even.
I didn't. I still haven't even seen Andor season 2.
I haven't caught up either. Zach watched without me.
It's like something got unplugged in my body.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like I've just kind of lost a connection to something that was incredibly important to me for a very long time. And I think it's in part because they just overloaded on that stuff.
Do you plan on catching up before Mandalorian and Grogu comes out? Or are you just go into that kind of like...
Do you think I have to?
I don't.
I mean, I do want to watch Andor. It's not that I don't want to watch it. It's more just that the idea of like finding that focus time over a long period of time is just becoming increasingly harder in my life. But if it's not connected, it will probably delay the time in which I can get to it. And I'm sure most of what I see instead of watching Andor will be much worse than whatever Andor is.
Yeah, no, I don't think you're like, I couldn't possibly waste my time on like
it's not that.
TV.
It's definitely not that. I'm watching The Chair Company.
I know.
Oh, sure. Yeah, no. Listen, I haven't even finished The Diplomat. Then I got to do Nobody Wants This.
That I think you'll like is Down Cemetery Road.
I have literally no idea what that is.
It's Emma Thompson and Ruth Wilson.
Oh, sick.
Mystery in Oxford. Emma Thompson. It's Mick Herron's
Oh,
other detective series.
Oh my gosh, this is so exciting.
Detective
I'm learning
Zoe
about this in
Bone.
real time.
Oh yeah, you'll fucking love this.
Well, I mean, we gotta stop watching movies then, you know, because like it's really piling up for me.
It is piling up for me as well.
Yeah.
Speaking of writer, directors, and returning to movies,
Chris Ryan is here.
Well, Taylor Sheridan's been in the news over the last week.
Commented on this,
and so you have as well.
That's right. Well, everyone thought of you when this news broke. When Matt Bellany broke this news that Taylor Sheridan was leaving Paramount to sign an overall deal that starts, I guess, next year on the film side at Peacock Universal, and then in 2028 on the television side.
Yes.
So a fairly complex situation.
And he also has a Warner Brothers film incoming with Brandon Sladar from 1923. It's called Fast.
Was he also the other guy in the Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni?
He was the
Disaster?
other guy. He was also appeared earlier this year in Drop.
Sure.
And he has a big role coming in The Housemaid.
That's right.
Yeah, so
yes.
he's
they're
very much,
they're pushing him.
Yes, he's having a moment. He's
And
kind of like
not for me,
the
but,
normcore Josh O'Connor, where it's like, why are there 5 Josh O'Connor movies right now?
Yeah.
So he's got this Warner Brothers movie. News broke this week as well that the movie that I guess kind of kicked some of this into disrepair was this Call of Duty film that he's been writing and producing for Pete Berg at Paramount. And you said something on The Watch that I completely agreed with, which is that Taylor Sheridan's screenwriter is something I have always liked. And I think 3 out of his 4 movie scripts, I think, are really good. And the 4th one he directed, and I don't think it's as good.
For Those Who Wish Me Dead.
Yeah.
Pretty good movie.
Yeah, it was fine.
It's okay.
And also,
listen,
I think it's the least of the others.
Well, I think
Hell or High Water, Sicario.
it's better than Without Remorse.
yeah.
I forgot about Without.
Yeah.
He wrote Without Remorse
Yes.
as well. Okay, well that
Or
was
some
that
version
was
of
bad.
it.
That
He's
wasn't very
credited
good.
as the screenwriter.
okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. That one wasn't very good either. But he makes a very muscular, masculine, throwbacky kind of film that usually has one interesting theme.
And yet, when a woman is in it, you don't like it?
No, I thought Elizabeth Olsen was terrific in Wind River, and Emily Blunt was excellent in Sicario.
Sure.
He has a pretty good relationship with female characters. He writes
For sure,
Lioness.
yeah. If you've seen Ali Larter in Landman, you know that he really understands the totality of the emotional experience of the American woman.
I feel like we've been hearing about a Call of Duty movie for 20 years.
Yeah, it's like the new Halo, basically. Because remember, Halo was going to be Peter Jackson. It was going to be all these different versions of it.
Wasn't there a Spielberg version of Call of Duty once upon a time?
He got involved in that. I think also there was because there's been so many iterations of Call of Duty, and he may have been involved in the one that was the World War II one. I don't know. I don't.
And
play
you've been developing
COD.
one about January 6th, which is, how's that going?
Me and Aaron Sorkin are very happy with the results so far.
Amanda, Call of Duty, have you played it?
I was not listening. What's Call of Duty?
It's a video game.
I mean, I know
It's
that,
a first-person
but what's
shooter,
happening?
like high
great.
key.
I love it. I love to hear about
Well, it's set in
first-person
If you're not
Shooter
going to
shooter
hear me
games.
out, I'm not going to tell you.
It's a war game set in
Great.
combat.
That's
And it's
definitely what we need more of.
Is it always in real life events, set against real life events?
I think there's an Aliens
Cool.
one.
There's an Aliens one.
Oh, can I tell you something?
Yeah,
Can I go off on a tangent? Do you mind?
Yeah.
So last year, I'm going to England, but I'm very excited about. And last year, I took my wife to a theater experience, and like immersive theater experience that she really wanted to go to.
Yeah, tell us more.
That I can't remember the name of it now, but it was essentially like you have to go into a teenage girl from the 1990s' bedroom and kind of solve a mystery, but like PJ Harvey and Bjork is playing.
I mean, this does sound like
very
catered to Phoebe.
Yes.
And I was
That's
like,
a beautiful,
I love you. Let's do this. And
That's
she was
really
just
nice.
like, that was so fun. And then I was like, guess what, Phoebe? The same theater group is doing you're on a stranded spaceship and aliens are coming for you play. And she just blanked me. She was like, that sounds like something you could do with Andy. That sounds great. And I was just like, anyway, I think there is a Call of Duty that has an alien plot line or something, maybe a zombie plot line.
I'm blanking all of you.
Sanders, do you play any COD?
Sanders, okay.
Okay.
I played it when I was like 13, but don't really remember a lot about it.
Well, yeah. I mean, you turned out great,
never played
so
it.
it's
I've never
okay.
played.
But,
I still have not acquired
Thank you very
my
much,
console
Amanda.
or started playing my video games yet. I will do that. Maybe for Christmas. Maybe that will be my
What?
gift to myself.
No.
Yeah, I'm
you don't have time. You have to watch all the movies, and then you have the TV.
What if I double screen and/or while figuring out how to play Elden Ring?
Oh my God.
That would be pretty cool. Then I would really be, and then I can very clearly downshift into Weed Dad.
What would you
and then
do
I will
to
be
me
complete.
if in 5 years, let's say 5 years, and I show up?
I will
with
not
an
let you in the house.
Xbox 8 for Knox.
I will not let you in the house.
And then I'm like, every night, bro, you and me headsets.
And I would just throw it away.
It's going to be great because here's the way to do it. It's very simple.
No.
It's not bringing it to the house. It's you invite Knox over to your house and you
That
play
is fine.
it in front of him.
Really? If he plays in my
Yes,
house?
it's just never in our house.
No,
Yeah.
she doesn't understand.
Yeah.
If he's exposed to it at your house,
Yeah.
he's going to start asking for it at his
Well,
house.
and I will say, as I have said thus far, for 3.5 years. We don't have that at our house.
You're making an
It's
even
like-
bigger mistake right now because you're
No.
letting us know that this is where you stand on this issue, and I will break you.
That's fine. Like Knox can move in with you. He can live in the garage.
I'm not offering that.
Yeah, and he can play video games 24/7. Not in my house. And so
like Knox with a Zin.
I think
in
it'd be
your
very
18.
helpful. Just walk up the stairs in the morning. Good morning. How'd you sleep? He's very. He loves.
I'm gonna keep brainstorming on this.
Me
You
too.
gotta start.
Yeah.
You gotta start with like Super Smash Brothers. Something
No.
very appealing
I
to a
just,
young boy.
she's not going to let him have Tetris. Like, we have to do this on our own.
Okay. We can build it. I'm not worried. I'm not worried.
I really thought Zach was with me until what was the name of that game we played?
Which,
The game
at
night.
my house.
Yeah. Where you have to rank things, and
Oh,
and
yeah.
then Zach ranked video games #1.
Yeah,
and
was
I
it
was like,
worst
well,
to
I guess you're
first? What
sleeping
was
on the
it
street tonight.
Well, he revealed that he did have a
Yeah.
a PS3 era.
I got
I
him
know.
into FIFA for a while.
And he got rid of it when we moved in together.
It lives inside all men.
Okay,
I just
that's
want you
great.
to know that.
Anyway, I don't give a fuck about the Call of Duty movie.
Okay.
Inside
I'm
of
not
every
against it.
Taylor Sheridan show, there is a great movie. I'm convinced of this.
Okay.
I've thought about this recently, and
It's a
I
good
thought
take.
about like how cool a Billy Bob Thornton Oil Man movie,
Yep.
or a Nicole
Sure.
Kidman Zoe Saldana.
I've seen that. It's called a T-Mobile commercial, but anyway.
But we're going to talk about a lot of movies from 1989 where like the setup is like, oh,
Yeah.
that would just be a TV show now. And
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
a very like kind of pat observation, but
It's true.
he kind of got marginalized by like the way that movies pivoted to.
true.
There's only high concept, big picture stuff.
He leveraged it very effectively,
Yes.
but it would be
Yeah.
also nice to see him do like a period Western. Obviously, he's been making period Westerns on Paramount, but he's not been able to make one
Paramount
as a film.
Plus.
Paramount
Sure.
Plus, yeah.
I
How
would
long
also
until they
say
drop Plus, by the way?
reportedly all the episodes that he does make cost as much as mid-budget films. So that was one of the sort of issues of Paramount, reportedly.
Interesting. Well, we wish him well.
Mm.
Like, he has roughly $900 million, so I think he's going to be all right.
He also owns a really nice big ranch in Texas.
Have you been?
I haven't.
What's it called?
Perhaps
What's it called again?
The 4 Sixes.
Is it open to the public?
I wonder about that.
Is there like a restaurant, near the
There's
gatehouse
definitely
where you can visit?
there's a Taylor Sheridan branded steakhouse. I'm pretty
right.
sure.
Yeah. Where are its locations?
I'll let you do that.
Taylor Sheridan.
There should be a horror movie
Steakhouse.
that's about a guy, aka you, who stalks Taylor Sheridan to the ranch.
That's probably what his Texas Chainsaw Massacre pitch was.
Oh, that would be good. One of my many stands. One
Well,
of my many
it appears
lionesses.
that it's in the Wynn
Of
in
course.
Vegas. So
That's where his steakhouse is?
yes,
Oh, well,
4
I mean,
Sixes Ranch
this
Steakhouse.
is an incredible field
Wynn,
trip
Las
episode
Vegas.
of this show.
I'm in. Let's go.
Next CinemaCon.
That sounds fantastic.
Oh my god.
Okay, I'm into that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to 1989. 1989, I was 7 years old.
Mhm.
I'm going to start by talking about this.
Oh,
I
what?
don't really remember seeing any of these movies in movie theaters. I
Okay.
feel like we do all these episodes about the early 90s.
Yeah.
And even I remember doing 88 and thinking, did we do 88? I can't remember, 87, and thinking that I'd seen some movies. But I don't remember seeing any of these movies in theaters.
This is a huge VHS year for me.
Okay.
And I would say that if you looked at just pure raw data,
Mm-hmm.
I've seen Gleaming the Cube more than I've seen any movie that you would want to put on your letterbox.
Because you would rent it from the video store?
I would rent it, and my mother would get furious at me because I would not return it. And
Oh.
a lot of movies here are 12-year-old Chris staples
Okay.
at the expense of watching like true cinema. But obviously, like a lot of really great movies came out of this year, and a lot of decade-topping movies, and a lot of really definitive movies for me. But yeah, huge repeat rentals, and not the kind of movies that you would go around trying to get dates at videos with.
That's good. It's life before.
Yeah.
Yeah. You had to do
It's
this
like
for like
before
clout
cinema,
or
like
chasing.
like cinephiles. It's
Yeah.
like I just watch movies.
What were you like at 12?
This is so I guess I was in 6th grade.
Yeah.
It's, bat mitzvah time. I was slow dancing with girls.
What were the best themes at the bar and
Yeah.
bat mitzvahs that you attended?
I don't really remember them having themes.
Okay. No, like Landman theme.
No, I
Okay.
mean, I used to
I-
try to dress up like Parker Lewis Can't Lose with the rayon shirt buttoned all the way up,
I remember it
and
well.
Bugle Boys,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. I bring it back, man.
Yeah.
I
Some
know.
like fake Ray-Bans with the green rims. Yeah.
but yeah, this was just the middle school, so I
Okay.
was.
Okay, where was the travel baseball career at this point?
It was pretty good, but I'm trying to think of 6th grade, so I was 12. I think I was still like just doing Fairmount Sports Association. I don't.
Okay. You
Well,
hadn't
actually,
been,
maybe this was.
you hadn't been called up.
No, this might have been travel baseball. 13 was a big year. So 12-13 was 89-90 was my peak.
What was your slash line this year?
Well, we didn't believe in advanced analytics. We believed in momentum. We believed in effort and grit, you know, but that won us a championship. So shout out to Parkway. Shout out to the Fairmount Sports Association.
Yeah. Okay.
Our name still rings out.
How many teams were in your league?
You laugh. I have a jacket. I'll bring the
Listen,
jacket
bring
back.
it.
Does it still fit?
No.
Can Knox wear it?
Oh, you know what? He probably could. Cy could probably wear it. But yeah.
Okay. You were 5?
I was Alice's age.
You were 4.
I was 4 turning 5. Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So what
And similar
cognitive
energy.
memories do you have from that period?
Nothing specific, but I have, and I don't know how many of the movies I was seeing in theaters, because I don't think that my parents were as evolved as you are. But
Thank you for saying that.
yeah, you're welcome. But I have memories. I have memories of a lot of these movies, like and connecting with them at a young age. So this is going to be half grown-up Amanda tries to be a cinephile, and half like I was there on the playground singing the song.
I also was probably playing a lot of baseball at this time and probably deep into G.I. Joe at this time.
Okay.
That seems like 6 turning 7. Those were core interests for me.
Did you have any older cousins or friends in the neighborhood who let you in on the secret scrolls of some of the exploitation movies or B movie genre movies of the time?
That's a very good question. I didn't. I'm the oldest boy on both sides of my family. And
The burden.
I mean, it is in some ways. I fled to California in part because of that burden. I was certainly aware of Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th and Halloween. And one of the interesting things about this year is this is the only year in which all 3 of those franchises had a movie out.
Okay.
I went back and looked because I have a lot of free time apparently. And
I can't watch Andor, but I can't watch Halloween 5.
And when you're 7 is kind of when you start to become aware of horror and that sort of thing. And you know, this is also the year I should change my opinion about whether I've seen a movie in theaters, because I did see Ghostbusters 2 in movie theaters.
Okay.
And that's another movie, that's the real gateway to horror, where if you see that movie and you like that movie and you grow an affection for Vigo the Carpathian, then you might get more interested in Freddy Krueger. But I didn't have anybody putting me onto that stuff. I think that was just literally doing what my kid, for example, doesn't do, which is watch TV commercials.
Sure.
Oh, my kids love TV commercials, but
We don't really do that because of how we watch TV. And so I would just see the Dream Child commercial and be like, what is going on with that? That is very exciting. And I think that's how I got interested in a lot of movies.
Yeah. I mean, I think there was also, because there were trailers at the beginning of the VHS tapes that you would rent. You would kind of
right.
You would sort of note for future reference that, you know, something looked illicit. And I honestly think that might be how I found out about some of the cooler movies of this year, was like seeing a trailer at the beginning of the Do the Right Thing tape, you know, once it came out or whatever, and be like, wait, what's Mystery Train? What's this? Like, you know, so like kind of getting introduced to some of this stuff that way.
What do you make of this year? Any like reflections on what it means? Like I mentioned those horror titles, and this is a pretty important pivoting time for horror. It's like kind of horror entering a real down period.
It's like end of slasher, right?
It's end of slasher, before we get to Scream in 5 or 6 years.
To me, this is obvious since it's like 1989 and the next year is 1990, but it is a real pivotal year, I think, in a lot of part because of Sex, Lies, and Videotape. And this is like where the Sundance and like kind of ushering in 90s independent cinema, like literally with Soderbergh. This is also the year of Do the Right Thing, which, you know, famously does not get nominated for Best Picture. So a lot of new people coming in. This is the year of When Harry Met Sally and the like starting the rom-com. And you also have like, maybe not the last good Oliver Stone movie, but like it's a lot of the ends of certain types of things, like Daniel Day winning for My Left Foot. It's an introduction of him, but also that's a pretty classical, like showy Oscar performance. So it's not a year we think of like a lot, or that I spend a lot of time thinking of as like a really like pivotal film year, but a lot is changing.
I think you're right. I think there's a good case for it being more important than even we talk about on the show, having done all these drafts. The fact that it's taken over 5 years to get to this draft is kind of interesting. Maybe just a mistake on my part. But
No, I mean, we're running out of years. I think also there's like I wonder if we went back and looked at journalism about the movie industry at this time period, because obviously in the moment people tend to be like, well, it's not the same as it was 5 years ago or 10 years ago, but it just seems like such a stable and healthy movie environment at that time where you had a real baseline of like mid-tier dramas and rom-coms and dramedies that Hollywood were churning out. And, you know, because you have this, I've been thinking about this a lot recently. I'm sure you guys have addressed this on the pod. I may have missed it, but like this kind of dialogue that's going on right now of like, who is an actual famous person versus who is an actual box office draw.
Right.
I know that kind of came up with Josh O'Connor a little bit, but like...
Well, Amanda was saying, even when we were talking about Chalamet, I think you were very pointedly like, there are no movies. Like, no one can open a movie. Right. There's not a single person now who guarantees a movie opening. I would argue, not to draw this back to a boring conversation we've had 5 times, but One Battle doing 185 or whatever is a real testimony to Leo overseas.
Yes.
Which is still something, but I mean, that was a person who was at the top of the heap for decades.
And he's the only one.
Yes.
And there's like, that's it.
And this is an interesting challenge to that, because if you look at the top of the box office in this year, it isn't really fully defined by stars. The number 1 movie of this year is Batman. Also like pretty notable.
And starting a new generation of...
And Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade. Obviously, Harrison Ford is critical to the success of those movies, but still, it's a third film in a franchise. Lethal Weapon 2.
Another franchise.
Yeah.
Mel was a huge star at that time, but it's a franchise. Look Who's Talking. It's a gimmick movie and becomes a franchise. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Same thing.
Gimmick movie for kids, going to be a franchise. Back to the Future 2. Franchise, you know... This is, and this time, we talked about this many times over the years in the rewatchables when we do 80s movies too, but there is a pivot point in the middle of this decade where this becomes more the strategy.
You can see the tides shifting in the second half of the bottom 10 of the top 14 here or whatever is like, wow, we used to make things.
Yes, movies for adults pretty much.
And they're profitable, and they're about divorce or about broken families or about missing your father or having diabetes. And
this is the thing that we are literally saying when we say the middle.
Yes.
That these are the movies that make $80 million and they're profitable and they win awards and they're in the culture at large. They don't make $300 million like Batman, but they do really well. And this year is littered with them, in addition to, I think, all of those sea changes you're talking about, just kind of in the movie business and the new voices that are coming through. So pretty exciting and pivotal year. Absolutely like nightmare Academy Awards. One of the most nightmarish Academy Awards in movie history. And there's one cool win. There's 2 cool wins with Denzel winning for Glory. And Daniel Day-Lewis announcing himself as a critical figure. But and I guess Oliver Stone winning for Born on the 4th of July is good.
Mind it. It's one of the good ones.
Yeah, you could make the case for any of the other nominees in that category this year. You know, you had Woody Allen for Crimes and Misdemeanors, Peter Weir for Dead Poets Society, Kenneth Branagh for Henry V, and Jim Sheridan for My Left Foot. But Driving Miss Daisy wins Best Picture. I don't think it's going to be drafted today.
No.
Have you seen it?
I think I've seen it once.
Have you seen it?
I don't know. I honestly maybe haven't. Now, I've seen clips of it, but I think by the time I caught up to it, you know, even in the moment, we weren't old enough to really be paying attention, but it was understood to be an outrage of sorts. Or
it was definitely a movie that was for old people too. Like, I remember my parents. I think I'll be talking about my parents on this episode a little bit more. Yeah. But I remember my parents being very bored by this movie and very, very surprised by the fact that Born on the 4th of July, I've mentioned in the past, is about Ron Kovic, who lived on Long Island, who he was a very big figure in the community that I grew up in. And so there was a lot of warmth towards Born on the 4th of July. And that's like an adult movie. Dead Poets Society, another movie nominated for Best Picture that just like everybody liked.
Yeah.
You know, it was just kind of universally appreciated and enjoyed. So that's setting aside even the Do the Right Thing exclusion.
Right.
A couple of other movies that we'll talk about that probably should have been here as well. But it's not a great. I also have some strong thoughts about Best Actress and Jessica Tandy that we will maybe get to in this conversation.
You're going to besmirch Jessica Tandy's legacy?
No, she's a fine actress. She has multiple Tonys and
but it's just a lot of people that you want to sleep with in the rest of the category.
Well, I mean, I would if they presented that option to me, but that wasn't that specifically. Okay. Any other thoughts before we dig into our drafting?
I'm excited.
Yeah.
This was,
interesting one.
this was one where you said 1989, and I like made a face at you, and then read through the list, and I didn't realize what a deep bench this was going to be. So
it's a pretty cool one. So these are the categories we'll do before we do the draft order. It'll be drama, comedy, action, horror, thriller, Oscar nominee, sequel, blockbuster with a $75 million threshold, and wild card. So we're back to 7 categories, just the 3 of us.
Okay.
Feeling good?
Yeah.
Okay, Jack Sanders, we need a draft order.
All right, let's do it.
All right, Mr. Dungeons and Dragons.
Here we go.
We have the huge die going.
Yeah.
Just such a good noise. Drafting first, Amanda Dobbins.
Wow. Okay.
Drafting second, Chris Ryan. Drafting third, Sean.
Okay.
It's been a minute since we've drafted just the 3 of us.
I think so. At least a couple months.
PTA character draft.
We did. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Haven't
Yeah,
had a
but-
year draft just
Year
us in a
draft,
while.
just 3 of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So there are a couple obvious first picks, but if I've learned anything, it's that I need to take what I really want.
I kind of actually think that this isn't true, and that rarely do we like shark you.
Well, you might I don't know whether you would on this one, but I just I can't not have When Harry Met Sally. I can't not have it. What?
I think you're absolutely making the right choice. And it also wounds me.
Yeah.
Because it means that the top 2 picks are going to be off the board.
And I'm going to take that in Blockbuster.
Okay. Good call.
Good pick. Yeah.
I
think this is absolutely the right move.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We're being very nice to each other today, and I'm going to roll
rebuilding,
with it.
you know?
Okay.
That's right.
I'm heading into the second half of my life, and these relationships are very important to me.
When Harry Met Sally is the best and most influential romantic comedy of my lifetime. And this in 1989 resets. It is the modern romantic comedy era. With no disrespect to some of the greats of the 70s and 80s, but every movie starring Julia Roberts, Meg Ryan, Kate Hudson, who am I forgetting? Sandra Bullock, Reese Witherspoon, any of the movies in the 90s and 2000s that you or I loved owe a debt to When Harry Met Sally, which is far more sophisticated than any of those other movies. This also sets Nora Ephron off on her. She wrote this one and then starts her on her filmmaking, or really establishes her filmmaking career. I'm still a fan of Heartburn, which she wrote before this.
Excellent,
but this
movie.
is like she's certified.
Did she have another movie this year? Oh, she wrote a Cookie, right?
She did. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's, obviously like hugely well-known, hugely quotable. I love it. Controversially to other people, I picked You've Got Mail in the New York City draft rather than When Harry Met Sally, because I was operating under the confines of, it was a New York draft. And for whatever reason, I watched that You've Got Mail growing up more than I did When Harry Met Sally. But it is one of the great movies.
I would say that 1989 produced more iconic scenes and memorable movie moments than almost any other in my lifetime. Like you still see
classic unverifiable podcast.
I can't verify it, but I would almost, in my mind, I'm like, there are so many scenes from moments from movies of this year where you would see it in a historical Oscar montage.
Right.
Yeah.
Obviously the deli ordering scene.
I'll have what she's having.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, great pick.
Sharper image for me.
I think it's the best of this kind of film. When Harry Met Sally.
I think that you're right. There's best and there's favorite, and it is the best. It's the pinnacle.
Okay. You have the second pick, Chris.
I'm going to go with Do the Right Thing.
Yeah.
Which category?
I am going to take it
delete
in drama.
Okay.
Tracy Letts recently called this the best movie of the 80s in his Criterion Closet video. I tend to agree. I rewatched it, some of it last night.
I was a great video.
Yeah.
I've told him this personally, but good job, Tracy.
He told me that there were quite a few of his picks were left on the cutting room floor, and he was frustrated about that. But he did share those picks with me.
can't overstate the lightning bolt effect this movie had on my life, along with the explosion of rap music at this time period. It was honestly one of the pivotal moments of my cultural experience. Public Enemy and Spike Lee and all these things happening at once really did feel like a like historically relevant moment that we were living through.
Mhm.
And this movie still brims with so much life and so much energy, so much inventiveness. A quintessential New York movie, incredible ensemble of performances, and just I think should be honestly like a first 10 top movies that you need to see before you die. Like if you haven't seen The Right Thing, you should
1,000%.
hit pause and go watch it.
I do think I said something to that effect. Wesley and I did a rewatchables years ago now.
Yeah.
Like maybe 7 years ago about the movie, but one of my favorite episodes of that show that we've ever done. And yeah, it had the same effect on me. I didn't see it till I was older. There would be no reason to see it until you were more like giving yourself a film education as a teenager.
Yeah.
But
I still remember, like, you know, in my head, it will always bangs around is the Chuck D 1989 Another Summer. And you're just like, oh my God, it really feels like we're living through something.
yes,
So-
and defines this. Maybe can that needle drop open this episode, or are
Oh,
we
yeah.
not allowed to?
They
Is
always
that fair
say
use?
no, yeah,
No,
because we
yeah.
couldn't get Gang of Four from Marie Antoinette.
Oh
so
wow, we can't.
yeah.
We just can't even fair use these beautiful sounds anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, gosh, I do love that
So
movie.
you're mad, though.
No,
Would those have been
But
your
do you
top
think
two?
we did okay?
Those were my 1 and 2 picks. I
Okay.
think those are because they fit a number of categories. They define the year in some ways. They're both wonderful. They're both like very
Yeah.
easy to return to. You know,
They are up there in
they're
this
on
montage.
the board. You know, when Jack
behind
selected
you.
which films to spotlight behind us, those are the ones he chose. So yeah, I mean, there's a ton of great movies left, and there's a ton of strategic picks to
Mhm.
make.
Mm-hmm.
It does leave me in the unfortunate position of then, like, I feel like going very male bro-y, which a lot of my drafts have just been really male bro-y lately. And I wanted to say something. I
Yeah.
don't really see myself that way. And I think I have like painted myself into a corner on this podcast
Yeah.
as being like that. And I regret that.
So now
Yeah.
Star Wars mommy
Okay.
and super ally.
yeah.
Well, I didn't say that. I just wanted to be.
Yeah.
It's a brave new world. I'm
yeah.
excited. She's got fucking Leia buns. And you're like, you know what?
Okay. I think the right strategic move is maybe not exactly the one that I want to make, but I'm
You have
Okay.
2 picks here, so you can have
I do.
one for
Yeah.
us, one for them, huh?
yeah, okay. In Blockbuster, I'm going to take Batman. I don't love a lot of the blockbusters here, and I do
Okay.
love Batman, another movie that has been featured on the rewatchables.
Delete.
Tim Burton's really brave recontextualization of Batman, reimagining of what Batman is, casting Michael Keaton. Like, it is that movie. It's, you can go back and look at what Batman was and the way that he made that
Yeah,
movie a
yeah.
little bit more strange, more gothic, more unusual than expected. You know, enlisting Prince to do the soundtrack, pretty bold move.
Keaton still, is that your favorite Batman?
Pretty easily.
Okay.
You know, I was always very like, I felt Bale was good. I really had like nothing negative
Yeah.
to say about Bale, but I think it's just age too.
It's your first
If
guy.
I see Batman when we rented that movie from Blockbuster and he's Batman to me at 7 years old,
Yeah.
that's kind of life changing.
Sure.
That's definitional. So
Team
I love
Keaton
Batman.
forever.
Team
I mean,
Keaton.
this was just in life, you know? I also really like Bale. And once again, I think Robert Pattinson is very tall in the suit. So,
A few more movies and he could be
yeah.
rising up the power rankings
But-
if they ever make those films.
I'm an Affleck guy, so.
okay, well.
Now, I do wish we could have seen the Affleck directed Batman movie.
Well,
Yes, me too.
sure.
That would have been
Of course.
that could have challenged something. Because he looks the part. He's got that kind of like graying billionaire energy that you would want from that
Sure.
character. I don't know. Anyway.
I mean, that would be the most fascinating celebrity document to me personally in the past 30
what do you
years.
think he would reveal about his
I don't
own
know.
personal
Wouldn't we all like to find
psychology?
out, you know?
Yeah. Do you feel that he goes into a cave and puts on a mask when he acts in the world?
Sure.
Or what
Or
if-
when he goes out, to pick up his FedEx and his Chick-fil-A and his Dunkin' Donuts.
Did you know we're roughly 2.5 months away from The Rip appearing
Yes.
I did.
on Netflix?
Yeah.
The new Matt Damon, Ben Affleck. Is it a
January or
drug
December?
heist movie?
It is about cops who rip off drug dealers in Miami. It's such a really fertile story for popular culture right now.
Hard to believe you believe that.
Task?
Yes.
This?
Yes.
Oh, is that what Task is about?
Task?
Yeah, I didn't watch it. I'm sorry.
It's in the first episode. You didn't watch
no,
any of
I
it?
didn't know because you guys started without me, and then listen,
Who's
like I
you
said,
guys started without me?
The Watch for one.
Yeah.
I did finally feel excluded by The Watch, but at the end of the task.
I'm sorry.
But it's fine. We're back.
Yeah.
I have listened to all the Sheridan stuff, but yeah, it just got away from me so fast. I'm really behind on TV.
And that's what happens with TV is it's just like you blink and 3 episodes are up.
And then I asked Zach what it was about, and he told me, and I didn't hold on to the information. So
I changed my mind.
No, really?
No.
I'm not taking it in blockbuster.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm taking it in thriller, action, horror.
Okay.
Batman?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you believe it belongs there?
I
for sure.
deleted it from that category. So yes,
It's an
I do.
action movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right?
of
it
course. Yeah.
I also was thinking, where does science fiction fit? When we say that,
I
does
usually
that
do
fit in there?
I use that as a blanket genre non-comedy thing.
Gotcha. Okay. So I'll take that there just because there's a dearth of
So
titles.
that's Batman.
That's Batman.
In action thriller.
Kyle Chandler is in the rip. Damn, I'm excited.
I'm pretty pumped.
Me too. Look, the trailer
I
looks
mean,
awesome.
this
It is
has like
January.
Triple Frontier,
Yeah.
energy going around it in a big way, and I'm ready for it. We can share a
Overqualified
Twix.
streaming movie.
Yeah, we can share a Twix again.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Oh, yeah.
See?
You guys can share Twix any day if you just go to the store and buy some Twix. Okay. So now,
I'm on
Okay.
pins and needles.
Yeah. Dun, dun, dun.
in sequel, I'll be taking Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Oh
Okay.
my God. You don't even like the Holy Grail. You don't believe in it.
I don't believe in it because it's not real. Because I've done my research.
The Cup of Christ?
It's not real.
God,
It's an
fucking
imagined idea that was invented to stoke mythology amongst believers. That being said, wonderful movie.
If you walked into the chamber and the knight was there, the Crusade knight was there,
Yeah.
and he was like, look at all these cups. Do you think deep down inside you would pick the cup of a carpenter, or would you pick a bejeweled kind of like King of Kings thing?
Let's refashion this question. I walk in, the knight's there, and he's got all the 4Ks. And he's like, which one do you want?
Which one would you take?
What's your question? What do you really want to have? I don't know. I
And
have
it's
to think
Tracy Letts, and he's like, I have all of these discs.
Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, obviously magical.
Okay.
Sequel is a tough category. There's some good ones, but nothing like this one. This is, in my opinion, the best sequel from this time. And I don't know if you guys are going to take the 2 best movies. I at least got to make a
that's
smart
fine.
move.
You did a good job.
But sequels is tough for me because, like I said, I was 4 when this came out.
Mhm.
So I had not seen the originals of many of these movies.
Mhm.
And so I didn't like go out and seek the sequels when
Yeah.
I turned like 9 or 10 or whatever. So it's thin for me.
Yeah. Well, that's why it's called a draft, and not Amanda gets what she wants. you know?
feel we were doing really well. And I was even trying to like be measured about the fact that you took this, even though you have just a tremendous amount of bad historical takes about this movie. And you're always like, it's not as good as like Temple of Doom, and it's definitely not the best
I never
one.
said that. I never
And
said
the Grail
that.
isn't, I don't believe in the Grail, and I don't like any stories about it. And then you won't respect, the
Don't put in the newspaper that she's mad.
I'm like a little mad, and I was trying to be okay, but you don't have to snipe at me about my emotions. Okay?
Fair enough.
There we go.
Oh, this is also Indiana Jones' Big Venice movie. Last Crusaders.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're right. Of course.
The catacombs.
Yeah.
Because everything it's very old there and sinking into the ground.
Go ahead.
You know what you want to do?
In Oscar, I'm going to take Field of Dreams. Nominated for Best Picture. I got to tell you, man, this is a perfect movie. And
I rewatched the People Will Come scene this morning and started crying. And I'm okay. Good movies. It's going quickly now.
Back in the news because of Amy Madigan, I find.
Yeah.
It is back in the news, and I was rewatching it like late this summer, and I remember watching my parents watching it and crying and not knowing why, and then watching it now and crying and being like, oh, I get it. And Phil Alden Robinson, who also did Sneakers, and it's based on the W.P. Kinsella novel. Kevin Costner. In one of his iconic roles, and honestly, probably iconic looks, the button down tucked into the jeans, standing in the cornfield.
unbelievably hot. Also, just the T-shirt that he's wearing when he's walking through the cornfields, and they're like, if you build it, they will come. The whispers. It's powerful.
But I was actually really struck by the depth of the cast. It was the last time I watched it because I'd forgotten like Frank Whaley plays young Doc, obviously Burt Lancaster, Ray Liotta, in a kind of almost like movie star matinee role as Shoeless Joe. And James Earl Jones is phenomenal in this movie. Gabby Hoffman is the daughter. Timothy Busfield as the annoying brother-in-law.
Terrible character, but we'll allow it.
Yes.
Classic, like old school bad movie character where you're just like, why won't this guy just like stop annoying everybody about this? Like, this is not what does he want to do? Like, buy the cornfield?
He's just like,
sell the farm.
He's like, you basically, you're underwater with your mortgage. You got to sell the farm. I'm trying to protect my sister, but also probably get a little wet my beak a little bit. I think maybe the best last 10 minutes in like a movie history, including the last shot, the pullout as people are driving up.
It is historically a movie that when that sequence begins, it's like if you are touched, you turn into a puddle. Like it is very deep.
And the Phillies are playing the Field of Dreams game next summer.
Cool. Who are they playing?
Oh, that's nice.
I think Cubs.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that's fun.
Two historic franchises.
Yeah.
Mired in success?
Yes.
Mired in success.
Yes, mired in success.
Amanda?
I wanted that one.
You have two selections.
I wanted Last Crusade.
You got a lot of stuff. You're good. You got tons of stuff.
No, I have a lot of stuff, but some of the category things are tricky for me. And I'll be totally honest, in addition to not having seen that many sequels, I only became aware of the sequels category at 9:48 last night. So, it
was all there.
Yeah.
I have no one to blame but myself. Okay. But this is a culture of honesty and transparency.
That's right.
So that's just where we are.
It's also a culture of accountability here on this show.
Okay.
That when we select When Harry Met Sally, there are consequences.
Okay, I said I was the same age as Alice in 1989, not that I am Alice. Okay. All right, I was just bitching about sequels, but I'm not even going to do that category. An action horror thriller.
Here we go.
I mean,
Shocker?
Yeah, it's a shocker, but like
the film Shocker.
No.
Wes Craven's Shocker.
No.
About a deranged criminal who's executed and then goes into the TV.
Movies that are left that I've seen. Ghostbusters 2.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
This is for thriller action horror, not
correct.
Okay. Cool.
I had a funny bit for you for sequel that I was going to try and tip you off to, but but I don't think we
don't have time.
We don't have time. We have plenty of time, but
I enjoy the Bill Murray of this movie the most, which has nothing to do with action horror or really even thrilling. It's just funny, but he's very good. And then I don't know. I like the Slimer guy, the green guy.
Slimer, sure. How do you feel about the idea of a river of ooze,
pink ooze that
runs through the aqueducts of New York,
and it's feeding off of New York's anger and misery.
Negative energy? Yeah.
Great metaphor, and doesn't scare me as much as other issues. I wouldn't want to step in it. I wouldn't volunteer to be. It's Aykroyd who gets lowered down.
I believe
to get the samples, right? Yeah, I wouldn't want that to be me, but I wouldn't say slime is like number one on my list of concerns.
A line reading from that movie that echoes in my mind in perpetuity is, Viggy, 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 you have been a bad monkey. That's a very classic Murray situation. Weird thing that I just heard that I'm going to share because we're talking about this movie. Aziz Ansari was on Kim Masters' show on KCRW and had a long conversation, really interesting, in part about the making of Good Fortune, his movie, and then some of the issues that he has found himself entrenched in recently. You know, some of the press that was written about him, like around Me Too, and then about the Riyadh Comedy Festival. And then he talked about Being Mortal, which was the movie that he was making with Bill Murray that was canceled after Bill Murray was accused of inappropriate behavior. And in talking about that, Kim Masters, who's been reporting on Hollywood for years and years, was like, I was on the set of Ghostbusters 2. And Harold Ramis was a saint, and Ivan Reitman was a nice guy, and Bill Murray was terrible. He was absolutely awful to be around. And I thought it was interesting for her to just say that in that environment. It's
did Aziz say anything back?
Aziz, I think, was just trying to be as polite as possible. But it was one of those
no
things.
Way!
No, he didn't do any Aziz bits.
That was good.
But it was like 35 minutes into a 36-minute interview, and I was like, wow, they left that in there. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. It happens. I hate to hear it about somebody that
there are stories. You can also imagine it, you know,
Yes.
like there is the curmudgeonly, difficult aspect of his personality as part of his comedy as well.
Yes.
But if you're dealing with it all the time, I bet it would be annoying.
Not
I mean,
ideal.
the man has a voicemail because he doesn't take phone calls, you know?
Yeah.
I like
just like me.
you love to see it, but also that indicates a level of a difficultness that I don't know. He's funny in this movie, and Sigourney Weaver looks very beautiful.
She does.
This is sort of like her, you know, the late 80s working girl into this.
Oh yeah,
is
it's
very
like Aliens,
inspirational to me.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that baby's safe. So Oscar.
Yes,
That's his
Oscar
name.
is the name of the baby.
Yeah.
Oscar. Yes, that's
good
right.
name.
She's no longer Zool, the Keymaster.
No, she gets exorcised.
Yeah, at the end of one.
At the end of one.
Yeah.
And she has there's nothing about her that's supernatural in 2, right?
No.
No, but she's a mom, you know. So
You're right.
true.
That is super dash
the most,
natural.
That's the most powerful of
Yes, absolutely.
all. Okay. In comedy, I'm taking Heathers.
Okay.
I say, "What's your damage to my children?" an inappropriate number of times a day and I just like comes out of me. I don't say "fuck me gently" with a chainsaw, so I feel like in terms of parenting, I'm doing pretty well.
I do.
But
I sometimes, to nobody in particular, say I love my dead gay son. Sometimes, like if I'm playing FIFA, you know, and the guy gets injured. Yeah.
This, you know, existed before. What is the name of the Mean Girls and all of the other? Did you know that girls can be terrible?
Mm-hmm.
And did it with more hate and vitriol and really better styling than any movie since. And I think I saw this before Mean Girls somehow. Like I do think I saw this at probably what we would now consider inappropriate age. But at the same time, I was watching all of the John Hughes movies, which it's clearly like in conversation with.
Almost like rejecting.
Yeah. And
Daniel Waters, amazing script.
And just a version of women or teenage girl characters that is not the cheerleader and is in fact just like really angry and mean and ugly. And you know, that is very freeing. And it's also, well, it is. I mean, you shouldn't kill people, but also like they're bitches. So, and the script is amazing and so very quotable. And should I get one of those corsages, like Winona White, like a sort of a camellia thing that she wears right here? Yeah. It's a really good one. It's a good look.
That's a future look.
Yeah, thank you.
I love that this is a movie that you can watch and just enjoy on the surface, and then you can read so much about like all the references, the intersexual references it's making, also like all the stuff they do with color theory and like the the red scrunchie or the red hair tie that symbolizes power, all that stuff. Is it true that this was written with the hopes that Stanley Kubrick would direct this?
I believe so.
Well,
which is quite interesting.
Which is awesome.
You got to dream big.
Yeah.
And
certainly by the end of the movie, it's kind of this like grand, violent, absurdist spectacle. You could see him taking a bite out of that.
And the two lead performances are kind of singed into my brain.
Slater is obviously all of the female stars of the movie, but Slater like trying so hard to be Jack and kind of getting it, like kind of getting there is really quite
what
special.
What does she yell at the end? Like I'm done with cool guys or something, like as they're down and she's diffusing it. It's
like
very funny.
Yeah.
It's really, really great stuff.
Great pick. Great movie.
Thank you.
Okay. CR, you've got a pick.
This is interesting.
This is not quite playing out as I had expected it would.
Okay.
Not in a bad way.
I'm feeling really good about this. I'm going to take in Blockbuster, and I kind of can't believe it's such a fantastic world that this was a blockbuster. I'll take Dead Poets Society.
You're going to do that.
Yeah.
I was hoping that would make its way to me.
Yeah.
I mean, sure.
Peter Weir's movie about a group of kids at a boarding school, prep school, who become enamored with their professor or their teacher, Robin Williams, played by Robin Williams. Features like a half a dozen fantastic young men performances by Robert Sean Leonard and Ethan Hawke. and Josh Charles.
As
and
Knox Overstreet.
We're getting our heads blown off by Chris in this draft right now.
We
just
are?
so you know. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We're currently being beaten very badly.
He has Do the Right Thing, Field of Dreams, and Dead Poets Society. Yeah, I see your point.
I can take
see your point.
Don't worry. I'll fucking nosedive into a mountain when I'm just like, actually, no, it's Police Academy 6.
You gotta you gotta salute sometimes where you're like, that's pretty masterful. Middling as well. Middling is challenging on this show.
I just it's funny. It's like the effect that Field of Dreams had on basically, like, this is like, I feel like the teenager's Field of Dreams.
Yeah.
When you're watching this and you just imagine yourself in these kinds of situations and having such an important feeling experience in school. And this was right as like school was becoming more serious for me. So I thought it was like, well, I didn't take it seriously, but it was getting serious.
Okay.
And yeah, I don't even know like what to say about this.
I think they showed me this in school.
Oh,
which is like a choice.
Yeah.
I think I saw it in school as well. And there's some, Then it's like, what's suicide? You know, like there's a lot of complicated questions that come up when you're watching it at 12 years old.
We saw Last of the Mohicans in school at the end of like a period of study of Native American tribes of local Philadelphia area.
Mm-hmm.
It's not set in Philadelphia at all and is quite violent. So thank you.
Sometimes these drafts can be such a bummer for me because I'm like, how the fuck did this movie make $95 million? If this movie came out today, it would be released by Mubi and make $4 million.
That is true. That is literally true. We can't give up.
I'm not giving up.
We can't give up.
We're spreading the good word.
Okay.
Dead Poet Society made nearly 96 million.
Wow.
Peter Weir, man. One of the best to do
Robin
it.
Williams.
Ethan Hawke was having success as a child star before this movie, but this is also the movie that vaulted him in
I would
many
say
ways.
Ethan Hawke giving one of his great ever performances in The Lowdown right now.
Oh, I thought you were going to say in Dead Poet Society.
No, but he's having another Hawkessance with Blue Moon. And
have you seen Blue Moon yet?
I have not.
God, it's so good. He's so good. Okay. I've got 2 picks.
Mm-hmm.
And
wow. I'm just learning that Josh Charles is on a upcoming medical comedy drama television series.
Yes.
Called Best Medicine. Well, I'm happy for him, I guess.
I've certainly heard better titles.
The title Doc was already taken.
Yes, starring Molly Parker.
Yes,
I've seen the commercials for that.
As a doctor who has amnesia but is somehow still allowed to practice surgical medicine.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting take.
Yeah.
I tried to watch baseball playoffs on the way back from New York, I think, and that was not playing on Fox on the, playing live TV, but the Amnesia Doctor was. Yeah. So I didn't watch it. I watched Little Women and cried.
Are there ever any scenes in that show where she's in the middle of a surgery and she's like, whoops, I forgot?
No, I mean, I honestly have not watched Doc. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, too busy.
What? Doing
watching Taylor Sheridan shows.
Okay. So I've got Batman and Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Yeah.
Which are objectively, I think, pretty good picks. But I look over at your boards and I'm a little concerned. So in Oscar nominee, I'll be taking Sex, Lies, and Videotape.
Okay.
Now, this is a somewhat crowded field of movies that I like. But I think this
movie's fucking
I think this
awesome.
might be the best movie
rules.
in the mix that is left.
Yeah.
And you mentioned this is Soderbergh's debut, written and directed by him, premiered at Sundance, instant sensation, wildly critically acclaimed, and launched him.
Mm-hmm.
And he was the first guy from this stretch of mostly guys, but some women as well, who were put through the post-Sundance world of like, you get to do anything you want. You take on Hollywood movies. You get to, those Hollywood movies fail. You get to make very experimental movies.
You get to hunt for Ben Solo.
Yeah, well, unfortunately you don't.
Yeah.
But this is a really interesting character piece about people confronting their desires or not confronting them, and a very clever like chessboard kind of a movie where you see people's feelings getting pushed around by other people, and like feels like a very personal movie for Steven Soderbergh about the way that he sees relationships in the world. And he's kind of been prodded to talk about that over the years, but this is one that I do remember my parents coming home from seeing at a date night.
Yeah.
And being very excited about and very interested in.
Really?
Yeah. My mom, I don't know if she was a cinephile, but she's a big moviegoer. And she was blown away by this movie. I very vividly remember that.
I was rewatching some of this last night in prep. Sometimes I just forget it. Spader is so good in this movie. I don't think it gets talked about enough. He is mesmerizing there, because this is shot kind of like a play, you know, and it's in these apartments and kind of spare sets and stuff like that. And he grabs the frame with so much power. It's really, really a wonderful performance if you haven't seen it.
Okay. Any Sex, Lies, and Videotapes thoughts?
It was on my list and I'm jealous.
Okay.
And I don't spend enough time. Peter Gallagher was very formative in my young life.
Yeah.
At least like my pre-college life, between Sex, Lies, and Videotape, Center Stage, and the OC. So James Spader was as well, but we already talked about him.
It seemed like he was going to be...
And While You Were Sleeping.
Has he not worked with Soderbergh since The Underneath? The Underneath, probably the most kind of ignored Soderbergh movie, right? Movie that came out in the mid-90s. Was kind of his last like big Hollywood movie before doing like the Reset. It's a remake of Crisscross, I think.
It's the heist movie.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a very strange movie. It's beautifully lit. But I don't think he's been in one of his movies since then, which is super interesting because they're a good match together too. Okay, Sex, Lies, and Videotape. Now what? I don't have a great answer for where I want to go. I guess I'll take Say Anything in comedy.
Okay.
That you struck that. That was my next pick.
Say Anything is of course, John Cusack holding the boombox overhead. I'm sure you saw people during the Cubs game when he stood up there was like a call in the 9th inning in the elimination game that the Cubs were playing. I was watching this on a plane. And John Cusack was sitting in the front row, longtime, massive Cubs fan. And he stood up and he went like this when it was call strike 3 on a hitter.
I didn't see this.
It was a terrible strike 3 call. And it was memed instantaneously.
Sure, yeah.
It was very funny. You know, Cameron Crowe, interesting timing for this. He is now releasing his memoir, which I'm really excited to read. And it's interesting. This year, there's 2 filmmaker memoirs. It's Cameron Crowe and Abel Ferrara. And like both the two, basically like the 2 polarities of moviness. One that is the absolute dark core of humanity, and one that is, I think, like a genuinely hopeful point of view on life. And Say Anything and Lloyd Dobler. Lloyd Dobler is maybe the original. He made it okay for me to be weird
for sure.
Character, you know, the like real idiosyncrasy of that character.
Yeah.
And also, and also made it okay for me to not have good boundaries. But
I think he's a bit of a target missile for ladies like Amanda, right? You know, like just like very self-possessed, but deeply weird and into his stuff.
Yeah.
Which is a type that I identify with.
Sure.
For sure.
Kickboxing, you know?
Also, elder abuse.
Well, he's not for that. The film is about that.
Yeah. Which you wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Speaking
of Ione Skye, you know, who has no real knowledge of her father, John Mahoney's terrible deeds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a shocking twist in that movie when it's revealed what's happening.
It becomes like the principal thing of the last 20 minutes is Mahoney's.
But there's like a vagueness to the crisis of their relationship that I found very interesting. That is like kind of upends what you think a movie can be. You know, it doesn't have like hard resolutions and definitive.
It feels more like a short story. It was like where something kind of comes out of nowhere and hits it. Which I know you love short stories. So
yeah, I do. Yeah.
Don't say anything bad about Say Anything.
No, it's a great movie. Okay. I do think that you watch it when you're 15 or 12 or whatever, and Lloyd Dobler is like one person to you, and then you watch it at the age of 30 or 35 and you're like,
that's my husband. And that's great. And this is probably the one that I think set Cusack up more than anything to become the star that he was through the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
Okay, those are pretty good.
Yeah.
I feel okay about that.
This is totally unrelated. Well, I'll do the train of thought because it's In Your Eyes. That's from the right. And so
Peter Gabriel.
Right. But so then Peter Gabriel also makes me think of Phil Collins. And then
they were in Genesis together.
Exactly.
Together,
And then I was thinking about
Genesis fan.
I actually Invisible Touch is like a fucking dynamite.
Yes.
Don't even
I'm not
What's your favorite?
Yeah.
The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway.
Yeah, Prague,
of course. Yeah.
Sure. And okay. We didn't talk about the music cue in House of Dynamite when Idris Elba runs out to the basketball like camp with Angel Reese and all the girls, and they're playing In the Air Tonight.
So here's my read on that. That must have been his campaign theme song.
Okay.
So that was sort of his theme song during his administration. But if that is the idea, and we want to follow that, In the Air Tonight is a deranged theme song for a politician.
Yes, exactly.
But would also be in the hallowed tradition of politicians misunderstanding songs and making them the theme song.
No, excuse me. It was Don't Stop.
Don't Stop, right.
Okay, good. Please do not besmirch Go Your Own Way, which is an amazing song.
I love Go Your Own Way. It would also be incredibly funny if Bill Clinton had been like, this one's called The Chain, and I love it.
Chris, you have a pick.
In comedy, I'll take Parenthood.
Okay.
This is a movie I've seen so many times. It's actually, in a lot of ways, more of a drama than a comedy, but a lot of very funny performances. Steve Martin, Rick Moranis, Joaquin Phoenix, then known as Leaf.
Yeah.
Speaking of Aziz Ansari clips, there was a very funny one recently where he said he had been watching Parenthood and he was like, damn, who's this kid? And then he's like, Lee Phoenix? Have I discovered a new Phoenix? I'm going to get this guy in a movie. And it's obviously Joaquin. It's also one of my favorite Keanu Reeves performances.
He's terrific.
Martha Plimpton's also really great in this. This obviously got adapted later to be a long-running and very well-loved NBC series. But this is Ron Howard's sort of portrait of a upper middle-class American family on the rocks, and just a lot of big life moments happening to a bunch of different people at the same time, and very sweet, kind-hearted movie. Really, it's just been part of my life since the day it came out, it feels like. So don't know if you guys have a lot of time for this one.
I love it.
Yeah.
Also another Lowell Gans and Babalu Mandel banger.
Your boys.
Yeah.
Your homies. Those are your guys.
I know.
The thing I find devastating about this movie is Steve Martin's performance watching his son play baseball.
Yeah.
It hurts me to watch that.
That's not funny. You know what I mean? Like
it's powerful. I find that this is if you grew up in a suburban environment, this movie is felt very close to what it was like.
Yes.
The complicated relationship between siblings, the like black sheep who is also beloved by the elder figure. There's so many things. There's weird little nuances in this movie that are really sharp for something that was very broad and just like a pop blockbuster kind of mainstream
like
movie
ensemble.
Going.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good pick.
Thanks.
I have two. In drama, I will be taking Born on the 4th of July, which is, I think, Oliver Stone's best movie.
Controversial.
And it is controversial. And,
because it's actually U-Turn. This is his best film.
U-Turn is incredible.
I know.
I mean, I could hear the case for JFK. I mean, I know everyone thinks that Platoon is the better Vietnam movie, but I think
I prefer Born on the 4th of July to Platoon personally.
Yes,
to
and
watch.
I think, yeah, to watch. Also, just it does star Tom Cruise in one of Tom Cruise's best performances. So, and he is like, it's right before Cruise becomes self-aware of like the Tom Cruise-ness of it all. And that's a pretty magical, and it's the last movie probably where he is playing a character instead of being Tom Cruise playing a character. And even then it's like on the border, there is some shock in seeing all of, Tom Cruise cursing, being angry, rejecting the US, all of that stuff. So I don't know. It's a great movie. And
I've always been fascinated by the sliding door of if Cruise wins instead of Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And what happens to not Daniel Day-Lewis's career, but Tom Cruise's career, and what he is as a star. Because he's not always seemed like so solicitous of the Academy. He has not been like driven by winning an Academy Award, obviously. But I wonder what it would have.
I mean, he still
changed.
chases it through Magnolia, right? Like, I mean, he still makes movies with.
Even after Magnolia for a bit.
It doesn't really feel like he's chasing it, though. Like, I say that because those are two films about two disabled characters, and they fit that classical mold of turning your life over physically to playing a part, which is it's still, I think, a strategy that works to help win Academy Awards. And in almost any other year, a young star like Cruise making that commitment to play Kovic would have won him something. But he just so happened to run into the single greatest actor of his generation and maybe the next couple. And it's just I've thought about it in quiet moments of reflection.
Okay. Yeah.
Good pick.
And then in sequel, I will take National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're good.
Yeah, I'm good. I mean, like, you got me shook. Like, Chris's first three. It's now we're just, we're playing for second place. We're playing
I don't know
for our
about
hearts.
that because people don't look at it like, oh, Chris is on such a run. They'll look at the totality of the.
Well, I hope that people listen to the podcast and experience this emotional roller coaster in real time.
I feel like
and I
people
think
were
you've
like,
locked it down.
Parenthood. Okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh man, it's over.
Well, you see, like this grid that we're looking at here,
Yeah.
which is a new addition to our drafting strategy. Thank you to Jack for that. It would make more sense, I think, in the future to post the grid rather than the card that indicates what films you picked in which category. Because what you want to show is the
picking.
order in which things were selected. And that would reveal the strength of your moves thus far.
Thanks.
But you know what? Maybe you're about to fritter it all away.
Maybe. Wait, I didn't get to talk about.
I'm not saying
Lampoon's
that he should
Christmas
talk.
Vacation.
Please continue.
Yeah. By far my favorite.
Your favorite use of a septic
of the
tank.
vacations.
in
I mean,
cinema
yes.
history.
I think it's probably how I learned what a septic tank is. Thinking about when in my life I was exposed to this. This one was early. This is maybe the second movie of 1989 that I ever saw because it was core in our home
On TV
and,
all the time.
Yeah, and we are recording this in the days before Halloween, which I as a parent I'm struggling to find my Halloween mom,
Are you?
Yeah, but let me tell you.
Come on. Let's go.
I'm doing my best, but like you were there at Vidiot's, it's just I didn't know to have the plastic bucket, and then you can't get past the plastic bucket. Did you hear about this?
No.
And then he was just like weeping in the Disney aisle, and then I was like, yeah.
Do you know what would help with that?
It happens.
A 4-hour Halo session. Just fragging some aliens.
Listen, so I'm not crafty.
That would help.
I'm not a Halloween mom, I'm doing my best, but it's not where I thrive. I have other skills, but let me tell you, when that clock rolls over November 1, Clark Griswold, here I am.
Yes.
As you know,
Yeah.
well.
You dressed like a candy cane today.
Thank you. Thank
you
you
put
so
the
much.
lights up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I think probably this year, as the children become like more sentient, there are going to be no moving spookies this year.
No.
But will there be moving Santa Clauses? Probably.
Possibly.
And I'm open to it.
Okay.
So
Only Judeo-Christian decorations in your home, or?
Yes.
we have an inflatable skeleton.
Okay.
And
But that's not for Christmas. Or is that meant to represent Christ's birth?
sure, yeah.
Okay.
Or also opening the tomb,
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that Easter?
I want to get him a manger, but it's just the baby Jesus' Master Chief from Halo. So that he knows who's really the savior.
Anyway, this is a great film.
We're gonna absolutely crush this. Video game uncle is is such an elite role in life.
That's fine.
Yeah.
It will not cross my doorstep.
Yeah, sure.
It's not on my
Definitely,
time.
yeah.
That's you.
No, hold the line.
Good luck.
You'll
Watch me.
definitely win.
You want watch me.
You'll definitely win. Okay. First of all, I love that you keep selecting problematic comic stars in all your categories.
Yeah.
That's great. Chevy
Okay.
Chase,
Oh, yeah.
Also an
legendarily not a
asshole,
nice
yeah.
person, but is actually amazing in this movie. And in the final scene, near the final scene with Brian Doyle Murray, when he learns what his Christmas bonus is, you can make the case that's the best performance Chevy Chase has ever given. He's so funny and so enraged by
Is
what
that
he learns.
hallelujah, holy shit?
Yeah.
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 This movie's great.
It's
Elaine
incredible.
Bennis,
Yeah.
Julie Louis-Dreyfus as a next door neighbor. No piece of shit in that movie.
Yeah. She doesn't get it. I feel that way about Halloween. I'm her until
But
we
I
get
think
into
you're
Christmas.
trying with Halloween. You're trying your best.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
What
feel
are you going as? Oh,
I
you're
feel
just
run
going
down.
as mom.
I'm going as just mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you are going as
Kristoff, but Kristoff from Frozen 2.
Yeah.
So
Oh, interesting. So what is the costume difference there?
a shade of tunic, I think, is a little
Okay.
different.
Has your tunic arrived?
do you,
Yes.
have, do you have a wig?
Okay.
I don't. I really seriously considered dyeing it.
White? Is that what it would have to be?
It would be
Blonde.
like blonde. It would be like Tim's.
Probably
Tim
would end up
Simons'
looking
hair.
gray.
Yeah.
That would look fucking.
It would look cool. You
Great.
should do it.
I would love that.
I kind of want to do it.
Why not?
I have nothing to lose.
I
It's
don't
too
know.
late now. Kristoff, I got to be Kristoff tomorrow.
Well, we could do it tonight,
I'm not
or
letting
in
you
the
do
morning.
it.
But no. But so now I'm just looking. If you're saying that I've never dyed my hair, so I don't really know. But
Nor have
I do wonder whether we would have to like strip the color from your hair before then
So you would
turning
have
it
to bleach
blonde.
it
Because
first?
so dark hair turning lighter is an issue.
I don't know anything about this.
You would
I don't
look
know
like
where.
Oliphant in Alien
Yeah.
Earth if you did it. It would be pretty sick.
Yeah.
That's very generous of you to say that.
I mean, like him, but
I will.
not.
Yes, I will be Kristoff, and
Okay.
Alice is Elsa, and Eileen is Anna.
Okay.
Yeah. It's it's a ah.
Anna,
Anna. Got
yeah,
it.
just so you know.
Scandinavian, really
Right.
in origin, right?
No, you're leaving.
No.
You've abandoned us.
I'm not
for
abandoning you. I
Halloween.
mean, I'm sorry. I'm not going to be here for it. I love it.
Is it because it's a pagan holiday that you won't be present?
No, I'm going to England. But like they have Halloween there. Maybe when I land tomorrow night, I'll be greeted by like Michael Myers. That would be a cool way to bring me through customs.
That'd be a great way to kick off the new Halloween franchise. As CR gets off the plane, gets stabbed right away, right in the terminal.
In sequel, it's my turn, right?
Mhm.
In sequel, I am going to take diplomatic immunity. Shout out to Joss Ackland, all my South African guys out there, and shout out to Patsy Kensit in Lethal Weapon 2, my first love.
Is she?
Yes.
You just shouted out
South
all the apartheid guys in South
No,
Africa?
they all die. To
Okay.
rest in piss.
Okay.
My guys.
But who are you referencing?
What do you mean?
The freed people of South?
No,
Like
I'm saying
Mandela? Like who are you talking
fuck
about?
those guys. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Shout out, I see you dead. Like when Mel Gibson puts fucking 9 in your chest because you took his lady. And I get it. And you fucking pulls your house down. They don't make shit like this anymore.
This movie's kind of deranged.
Yeah.
This has also got the toilet explosion.
Yep. That's when Danny Glover's on the can, and then he's like, shit!
It's got Leo Getz, right? Is Leo Getz in 2 or is he in 3? No, he's in
Pesci, you're saying?
Yeah.
I think he's in 2. Right? He's in
I'm
2.
pretty positive he's in 2. And then he has a bigger role in 3, right?
I honestly
He
can't
is
remember.
in 2.
Yeah,
That's right.
He's in 2.
What a fucking great movie. Honestly, what a great movie. They let Martin Riggs be happy, but then they took it away from him. And then he takes everything from them, from apartheid.
Well put.
Free Nelson Mandela, you dumb son of a bitch.
Okay.
That's what he says.
Okay.
What a great message.
What's the message?
Free Nelson Mandela.
Sometimes you just got to say it. Like you just got to put it in the script,
It's true.
No.
You can cut together a lot of the things that I've said in this episode. It's pretty weird.
That's true in most episodes, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
You like this one? You don't have anything to say about Lethal Weapon
I
2?
think Lethal Weapon in general is cool. Like I like it.
Yeah.
It's not in my for you. It's a very important franchise.
It's very important.
and
Yeah.
I respect that. And I echo Van Lathan's why Mel why.
Yeah,
definitely
absolutely.
a star. I really enjoy his movies, but seems like human garbage. I don't
You're
know.
not
It's
excited
a
for-
through line of those. The 80s, a different time.
It was a different time. Yes.
So is it going to be called Passion of the Christ : Resurrection?
It's Passion of the Christ: Master Chief, and it's set in the world of Halo. And Christ the Redeemer comes.
Yo.
But it's like he puts on the gear.
David Ellison is pumped right now. Fuck, it's all coming together.
I mean, that's how you do it.
Yeah.
This is money on the table.
Oh my God.
Just come to the big picture.
Okay.
Ask us what you think you should do.
What is the bad guy? What's it called? Like the Horde or something in Halo?
I've never played Halo.
You missed out,
So
bro.
what's up with Halo?
What about it? Like, what do you do?
Yeah.
You're a guy named Master Chief. You're like a
Okay.
super soldier. You jump
Oh,
out of a
good.
spaceship and you
Sick.
fucking fight
Okay.
aliens all over the place.
Oh, okay. But like, is it like zero gravity? Are you floating?
No, you're running. You're
Where?
running. I can't remember the name of the planet.
It's really funny when you slip out of character and you actually just become like the base
Zero.
shitlord that you are, where you're just like, it's fucking sick, bro. Like, and there's no affect, there's no irony. You were just literally like, I was sitting in my apartment. It was 2006. I was high as shit and I was playing Halo. And my life was
Smoking
awesome.
indoors playing Halo is actually the greatest human experience you can have.
It's pretty good. I don't really know what to do.
Okay.
Here.
What do you have left?
Thanks for asking. Let's figure that out right now. So
welcome.
I've got drama, which you would think would be an easy category,
Yeah.
and yet I feel a little bit stumped. I've got blockbuster. I guess I have to take in Blockbuster Back to the Future Part 2,
Mhm.
which I think is very, very good and is, as sequels go, a lot of fun and became a huge part of the culture because of the hoverboards, because of the sports almanac, because of
Trump, right? Isn't there like a Trump thing?
There's a Trump thing, yes. A movie that felt prescient at the time. We still don't have hoverboards.
Yeah.
What's up with that? What's up with that?
I mean, it's weird where they put their money into.
Weird what they put their money. Well, now it's all going into crypto.
Right, but like we could have hoverboards.
Right.
Have you guys like talked about this on your other pods about how, Trump is trying to devalue the dollar so that he can pump up his crypto and his family's personal wealth?
I talked about that on Zach Lowe's pod today.
Okay, great.
You did. I
really do
good
like
chat?
when Business Chris comes on a podcast. You know?
I don't know what I'm talking about.
It's good.
Back to the Future 2.
They would just have too much debt. You just
Should there be?
I did say that.
That's such.
What did you say?
I said that the problem is that he bought it with debt.
Yeah.
Zaslav bought Warner Brothers Discovery was just like laden
Business
with debt.
Chris. Yeah.
But he didn't personally buy it.
No, but he bought it with debt. Like he used debt to buy it, right? Like he was like, put it on my Discover card.
It's a good thing you're here.
Yeah.
What category did you take this in, Sean?
Blockbuster.
Blockbuster. Okay.
Which leaves me with drama and wild card. So I guess I have to take a drama. And I don't really know what to do. Can you guys vamp for a second for me?
Well, I mean, there's a bunch of movies here that.
Now I'm just looking at Chris's spreadsheet.
Well, it's not even a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
This
is like we do it in the same way. Yeah. Okay. I just saw one on your long list. Don't you dare.
Had you seen Lethal Weapon 2?
No. I know what I'm going to pick.
Okay.
I know exactly what I'm going to pick. This is not going to win me any drafts, but I just watched it for the first time last night.
Okay.
And I said I would talk about my parents. And I just saw The Fabulous Baker Boys for the first time in my life last night.
Oh, exciting.
Which was honestly terrific. And, a movie that my parents definitely saw on a date night and then would not shut the fuck up about for weeks.
Yeah.
And when we were talking about the middle of Hollywood and what this movie is, and I read a lot about it after I watched it. So this is a drama about two brothers who are musicians, played by real life brothers, Beau Bridges and Jeff Bridges. And they have had a long running kind of nightclub act where they perform piano tunes and Tin Pan Alley songs.
Two pianos, both piano
Two
players.
pianos, dueling pianos. And they've hit a bit of a snag because the club owners are growing tired of their shtick. They're not able to draw a crowd as much as they were in the past. And so they start auditioning female singers to join their act. And they run through 37 auditions and they don't find a single talented person, though they do see a very funny Jennifer Tilly in her first movie role. And finally, an hour and a half late, Michelle Pfeiffer, aka Susie Diamond, shows up on their doorstep. And she is bedraggled and rude and one of the hottest people who's ever lived.
Right.
And has a stunning voice. And if you've seen Grease 2, you know that Michelle Pfeiffer knows how to sing, but maybe not quite like this. And then it becomes a kind of slow-moving character study of this trio of people entrenched in this business relationship, and eventually a love affair develops between Jeff Bridges' character and Michelle Pfeiffer. The movie, when we were kids, was legendary for this performance of Making Whoopi, in which Michelle Pfeiffer gets on the piano and sings and wearing this red dress, considered one of the sexiest scenes in movie history. I'd never seen it. I'd seen pictures. I'd just never seen this movie.
Yeah.
And
did you get
it lived up.
Did you get a copy of it? Or
I bought a copy of it probably a couple of years ago. There's a Twilight Time Blu-ray that is out of print and hard to find.
Yeah.
And you can stream it, I guess. I'm sure it's available on
I think it's in
Apple.
VOD, but I don't think it's like available for streaming. And I would say if you haven't seen this, this is The Color of Money of lounge acts.
Totally.
Yeah.
Very similar energy.
Yeah, I think Michael Bauhaus shot it.
Same
and I think he shot Color of Money, right?
So, yes, same cinematographer, a lot of smoking.
Yeah.
A lot of dank, dark rooms, a lot of like every character on the periphery is kind of an asshole. It's written and directed by Steve Kloves, who is probably best known now as the writer of all the Harry Potter movies.
He did this. He did Flesh and Bone.
Flesh and Bone.
And then he writes like 10 Harry Potter movies or however many Harry Potter movies, plus is like producer or consultant on the Fantastic Beasts movies.
Yes. And he wrote this movie when he was in his 20s because I think his parents were into this kind of music and he remembered seeing an act on The Tonight Show who performed in this fashion. And just one of those weird things where he just really believed in himself and was like, I'm not going to sell this script. I need to direct this movie. And it seemed like maybe at a certain point, George Roy Hill was going to come on board to help him with it. And he ultimately didn't do it. But it's just a darn good drama, and I love to discover something like this that is like a well-known movie that has been on my blinders for a long time. And I say all this to say, much like Tom Cruise, Michelle Pfeiffer not winning for this performance is fucking crazy.
Yes.
One of the best.
And Jessica Tandy winning is bullshit. Like it, Driving Miss Daisy, whatever you think about the racial politics, it's terrible. She gives like a nice performance, but compared to what Michelle Pfeiffer is asked to do in this movie, it's night and day.
One of the best character introductions is her tryout song that she does. And it's also like, she comes in and they're just like, well, like, where have you been playing? And she's like, well, I've been a high-class escort for the last however long. And Jeff Bridges just is like looking down. And when she says that, he kind of like looks up and then he goes, what would you like to play for? What are you going to sing for us today? And it's like Bridges is smoldering this movie.
Yes.
He is so good.
It's so easy to forget because of The Big Lebowski and Crazy Heart and True Grit that he was such a stud. He was such a heartthrob.
I've never forgotten Jagged Edge. So
that's right. It's a very similar era.
But this is, to the Michelle Pfeiffer thing, I have always felt like slightly after like the Michelle Pfeiffer era in the same way of like Demi Moore. It was just, we were like a bit younger. And so I like wasn't there for it. And I didn't understand what our parents were really talking about. And then you see Fabulous Baker Boys and you're like, oh, I see.
For us, it was like, that was Dangerous Minds era, Michelle Pfeiffer when we were teenagers. And this is
like this and Tequila Sunrise, right?
Yes. That's really the heart of her fame. So anyway, that's my drama pick.
That's great.
Steve Kloves, what's up?
I don't know, man. Such a good screenplay. There's a fight between the two of them near the end of the film where they're kind of like lecturing each other. That's very like if Sorkin knew how to write about the like relationships between politicians. But it's just like really brilliantly written and acted. Okay, CR, you've got two more picks, right?
Yeah, and I have Wild Card and I have Action Horror Thriller.
Okay.
Can I just say I do feel good about my board after all that.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
Okay. It came around.
There's what I want to pick and there's what I should pick.
Okay.
I'm going to go with what I want to pick because I also want to talk about a news item that you may or may not have seen. So I'm going to pick Roadhouse for Action Horror Thriller.
Okay. Good.
And I want to talk to you about the dueling Roadhouse sequels.
Okay.
Did you know about this?
Incredible segue.
So one of them is the Doug Liman. No,
one of them is
it's not.
Guy Ritchie is supposed to direct. No, not Guy Ritchie.
It was going to be Guy Ritchie, and now it's another director whose name escapes me. Okay. So he is making the sequel to the recent Jake Gyllenhaal Amazon MGM Roadhouse,
which Jake Gyllenhaal is starring in, and it's going to be on Amazon.
Okay.
Now Doug Liman was the director of the original remake.
Yes.
Doug Liman has apparently also started going forward with a sequel based on a book or screenplay by the original screenwriter.
Okay.
Who is also claiming that the copyright on the Roadhouse IP has reverted to him.
Ah, okay.
And it is basically like a sequel to the original Roadhouse where it's like Dylan lives or whatever. Like, I mean, Dylan did live, but he's out there in the world doing Roadhouse stuff. The idea that we could get to Doug Liman is such a real one, man. Like he might be out of his gourd, but
also like speaking of people where you just hear a lot of stories of just absolutely insane things that are happening.
Is that he's still so pissed off that Roadhouse didn't stay in theaters that he's like, I'm going to make a different Roadhouse.
So the funny thing about this is that there actually is a Roadhouse 2 that came out in 2006. It was a direct-to-video action movie, and it appears that the writer that you're referring to does have a credit on that movie. R. Lance Hill, whose pen name is David Lee Henry. And I think he's credited with already having made a Roadhouse 2, which is a movie that nobody has seen, of course.
I don't know what that does to Doug Liman's and his copyright argument with the Amazon Corporation, but this is just fascinating. And besides all that, Roadhouse was one of those. When I saw it on video when I was 12 or 13, I was just like, the female form and also tearing a man's throat out are the two most important things in the world to me.
In this film, you get both. You get Kelly Lynch.
Is 1989 the year of the female body investigator hat?
No, I was younger. It's like a little older than, I was like 7 when I did that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then your mom made you return it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was
really innocent?
Yeah, like I wasn't like, I want to inspect female bodies. I was like, I respect.
I like how you're presenting that as like a real counterpoint to most of the guys who get that hat. It's like, well, obviously, if you buy that hat, it means you're investigating bodies.
I just stood with law enforcement at a young age. I was just one of Hoover's little cubs, you know?
Did you have to walk back to the store to return it?
I don't remember.
Okay,
There may have been
really-
me in the backseat of the car waiting while my mother asked why this Walgreens was selling a female body inspector hat. Anyway, Roadhouse. Fuck yeah.
Nice pick.
Thanks.
Okay. Really good.
Amanda,
Okay.
you've got your last two picks.
I do. I have Oscar nominee and wild card.
There are so many good movies left.
Yes.
Yes, I know what I'm going to do. And it's being true to myself. Christopher Ryan. If I say to you, look at this stuff, isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think Can you finish the sentence?
No, what is this?
It's The Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I said. It's
I
a
was
song
like, is this a
part
line
of
from Henry V?
part of
Like-
it's from Part of Your World, which is one of the great songs written for in cinema history. It's up there with That Thing You Do and Shallow,
What
in
is it?
my
It's
opinion.
like thingamabobs? I've got plenty.
Yes,
Yeah. Ariel? Love
but
Ariel.
who cares? No big deal. I want more. I mean,
I
just-
want more.
listen, I kept myself from not singing it, but was I singing it last night by myself? Like,
I want to be where the people
people
are. I want to see.
want to see them dancing, walking along on those. What are they called
Why?
again?
I thought she's a mermaid, but she has
Up where they
like,
walk.
She has aspirations to be a human.
Yeah, because of Prince Eric.
Because she sees Prince Eric. She saves Prince Eric from a burning ship
okay.
that has been shipwrecked.
Prince of what?
It's a great question.
Portugal?
Really good question. Unclear. One would assume, is it based on a Hans Christian Andersen
It is,
story?
yeah.
Oh, the Netherlands.
So you would think it would be, yes,
Well, I thought
Dutch, perhaps?
Denmark? I thought that
Denmark?
was a Danish situation.
Okay.
Yeah. Respect to all
right. I
of
think-
Northern
I think
Europe.
Hans Christian
we
Andersen is a
understand
Dane.
you and
Yes.
see you. This is a song that also rhymes bright young women with sick of swimming, ready to stand and ready to know what the I mean, listen,
That's
it's
Warcraft. I
it's
like
a
it.
rallying cry. When Knox was first born and I would like try to sing him to sleep, I realized that there are not that many songs that I can do like a cappella every single word to.
From memory, yeah.
Yeah, but it's Can't Take My Eyes Off of You, which I know because of Heath Ledger and 10 Things I Hate About You.
Yes.
And then it's Part of Your World. Anyway, Little Mermaid just absolute exploded through pre-K and kindergarten. Were we running around on the playground doing the because Ursula, the evil octopus, wants Ariel's voice? It's not a great thing to teach young women, you know, which is that you trade your voice and your sense of self in order to be able to go like chase a random prince.
Well, it's a mistake. She
makes
learns
a mistake,
lesson.
sure. Yeah,
She has a trial,
she does.
like all the great characters,
Yeah,
as Joseph
but
Campbell
it's,
taught us.
You know, it's her priorities could use some work. She's also that
Well, she's
song,
doing it for a man.
Part of Your World is sung in a cave, in a cavern of stuff.
It's hard for me to visualize and also tell this story to myself
Yeah.
while you're. I'm trying to wrap my head around.
So it's
this.
like an underwater cave that sort of looks like an underwater Guggenheim.
Uh-huh.
And she collects forks. She collects like any human object that makes it to the underworld because she's
Okay.
really interested in life
Yes.
outside of the. Anyway,
I just want to say,
powerful film.
this is a great movie.
Yeah.
And I was exposed to this movie. I did not see it in theaters at 7 years old, even though I love Disney films to this day. Because I have a sister who's 2 years younger than me.
Mhm.
And my sister, Kara, this movie ran her life
Yeah.
when I was a little kid. And it's so funny because obviously my daughter loves this movie as well. I know all the words to every song because
Yeah.
of my daughter now. But it's like they came back to me
Yeah,
after
right.
having a 30-year rest.
Oh yeah.
And two things about that. One, God, every day my daughter reminds me of my sister Kara so much. They
I
look
know.
exactly the same. They have the
They
same
do.
attitude about things. It's so weird. Anyway, the other thing is that there's a great documentary, if people have never seen it, called Howard on Disney Plus, which is about Howard Ashman, who was one of the producers of The Little Mermaid and wrote a lot of the songs. And he wrote the songs for some of the songs for Beauty and the Beast. He wrote some of the songs for Little Shop of Horrors. And you can see him in this documentary teaching the performers in these films the way to deliver these songs.
Really?
and it is amazing.
Is it on Disney Plus?
It's on Disney Plus.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
it's really good. It came out during COVID, I want to say. 2018, actually. But I would highly recommend, if you like The Little Mermaid, checking out this documentary.
I do.
Good pick.
Incredible. Thank you. I don't know if you'll ever see it, but...
I mean, I'll probably see The Little Mermaid before I see this documentary about the guy writing the songs.
Probably. But if you want to see him teach Jerry Orbach how to sing like a candelabra, then I would recommend it. I have a whole Lumiere take too, but I'll save that.
Have you seen Beauty and the Beast?
No.
Wow.
This is the one, by the way, that reignites starts the new Disney Golden Age. Yeah.
Was this still in the era of Disney movies where it was like available for a limited time and then it goes back on the shelf? Like there was like
they did do that
practice.
Yeah, they had the very famous clamshell VHS tapes. We definitely own this in my house.
We didn't have the clamshell, but
so I have wild card left.
No, I have
one more from
wild
Amanda.
card left.
This is the easiest wild card that I've ever wild carded. I'm not going to do like 2 movie recitations in a row. I'm doing True Beverly Hills. And I was going to do Beverly Hills. What a thrill. Beverly Hills. I saw this movie at Alice Johnson's birthday party. So it must have been like a 6th birthday. Alice Johnson, who was a good friend of mine at school. And she was the girls' valedictorian in my high school because my high school was so
And you guys weren't rivals.
That we... No.
Okay.
No.
You guys.
I should have been.
You were the boys' valedictorian.
So my high school boyfriend was obviously.
Wow.
I should have been salutatorian.
Sounds cool.
Well, I should have been salutatorian, but let me tell you something. They weighted honors classes and AP classes the same. So someone snuck in that.
Do you and Alice still talk, or was that the end of that?
It's fine.
Okay, but you were not competitive with Alice.
No,
you were competitive with this other girl who snuck her way to salutatorian.
I wasn't even competitive with her. It was just kind of like, let's be real. Got it. But that's fine.
It was an I don't think about you at all situation.
But I don't.
Which you clearly don't.
And you have not really remembered it at all either.
I mean, I just don't think that that's fair mathematically, but that's whatever.
Wow. Do you think that maybe Trump could do something about this retroactively? Or like, should we take it to the courts?
Alice Johnson is great in my book because she took AP classes and also she taught me about True Beverly Hills, which is an absolutely delightful. I saw it before I saw Clueless, so the Los Angeles of True Beverly Hills, which includes the sleepover at the Beverly Hills Hotel, looms large in my mind. It reflects a similar relationship to, I guess, scouting groups that I had in my own life.
You were a Girl Scout?
I couldn't be part of that. Can you imagine me doing one of the wilderness girls like trial or whatever and selling
Hard to believe you didn't make salutatorian with that attitude.
I primarily know this movie because of Jenny Lewis.
Yeah.
And Carla Gugino.
Yeah.
The seeds of all of our beloved actors and singers.
Great movie.
Shelley Long, another person who was like insanely famous in 1989. And now if you asked the 25-year-old who's Shelley Long, they would have no idea.
Yeah, but like 51 million people watched her once a week for like 5 years.
This is probably in the top 5 movies all time for Eileen. I think she's probably seen it more than any movie.
Yeah, of course. I need one of the books with the camera built into it. You know, I think I even like tried to make one at some point. I don't even remember
that scene, but
okay. Well, that's how the assistant goes undercover with True Beverly Hills, and takes reports back to the mean Red Feathers mom and head of the Wilderness Girls.
Interesting. Okay, Chris, you've got Wild Card.
There's a lot of really, really, really.
So much left.
Should
this have been a mega movie draft?
It almost could have been, but I would have wanted to have done it in a way that focused on the third shelf down video rentals as a category. Because I'm really split on whether to pick something that's well regarded versus what I actually watched a lot in my life. I'll split the middle and just pick Major League for Wild Card. I have 2 baseball movies. How about that? Major League. One of my most beloved, treasured movies from this era. A movie, one of the great baseball movies, honestly. Charlie Sheen, Tom Berenger, Dennis Haysbert, about Cleveland Indians season, Wesley Snipes. That is where the owner wants the team to lose, and the team refuses to do so, and goes on to win the pennant, I believe.
Yes.
And I was just thinking about it because I was watching baseball last night, so it's obviously on the mind. but just like a really, really great David Anspaugh movie that captures like, not only, this movie is really hard to pull off. To have all these guys convincingly play baseball, to have like a professional sports fictional arc that comes off believable.
That's the thing, is it's taking place in the world of Major League Baseball. Like the Cleveland Indians at the time and the Yankees are in the movie.
Yeah.
You know, it feels like it's happening inside of the sport. That's something that you just don't see very often at this point, you know, or if you do, it's like in draft day and they're talking about being the Browns, but they're not actually the Browns. I watched this movie 500 times. Yeah. I think this movie is so great and so fun. And also another one of those, like when you're a kid, a portal into being an adult.
Yes.
Like the relationship between, is it Rene Russo and Tom Berenger?
Yeah.
Where I was like, that's what it's like. You date a woman like Rene Russo, and it's complicated, but you work it out. Like those are relationships. Yeah. Okay. Really good pick. So that was the movie that I was going to say, if I want to feel like I'm trying to win, like I would take that movie,
Major
right?
League.
Because everybody loves Major League. If you've seen Major League, you like Major League. If I'm being honest with myself,
okay,
the movie that I should take is Roger and Me, which is Michael Moore's documentary. It's kind of exploration, very personal film about trying to find answers from the CEO of the Ford Motor Company at a time in which the car company was significantly downsizing its workforce and moving a lot of its work overseas. And it's the first Michael Moore movie. Like a lot of aspiring leftist kids in the 1990s, I got really interested in Michael Moore's movies. I've, soured on some aspects of Michael Moore over the years, but I've always been very interested in him. I wrote a really long piece about him for The Ringer like 8 or 9 years ago, and just kind of how important his movies were to me. And this movie is is just a fascinating example of how great documentary filmmaking can be, because this movie was a big hit, and it's very conventionally entertaining because it's so personal, because Michael Moore spends so much time talking about his family, his parents, his dad who worked for the Ford Motor Company. Is it Ford or GM? I hope I'm not making
I can't remember.
It might be General Motors. I'm sorry if I'm mixing those two up. But
GM.
It's GM. Thank you. This is probably the first documentary I've ever seen, and it obviously made a huge impact on me. And
I wonder, it's like this, and it's almost like Do the Right Thing. Probably change the course of your life and the way you looked at the world kind of movie, even if you didn't see it in '89 or whatever.
Yeah. And I still pop on the older ones, the first 3 or 4 Michael Moore movies, and I still have a lot of affection for them. I think that as he, after he won the best documentary feature film for Fahrenheit 9/11, and then Bowling for Columbine, and he became this like huge box office figure,
right? And a pop culture figure,
very much, and like a talk show host or talk show guest all the time. He became very overexposed, and I think that he's much more complicated now in the public eye than he was back then. But this is a big deal movie for me, so I'm going to go with that.
Okay,
that's the end of our draft.
That's beautiful.
We have many, many, many honorable mentions
yes.
to go through here because of how robust this year was. I'll start with a couple of like major films that just didn't get drafted.
Okay.
Gus Van Sant's Drugstore Cowboy. One of the kind of signature independent films. Casualties of War.
Yep.
Brian De Palma's Vietnam film, which is just incredibly painful and difficult to watch.
Is The Abyss 89?
James Cameron's The Abyss is 1989. His first journey below.
De Palma's very charming in the Scorsese doc.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I just as soon as you said his name, I was like, oh, we didn't really talk about that, but really lovely.
Yeah. I mean, like an actual friend.
Yeah, but it's nice.
He's like kind of competitive with him still, like that pops out
a little
bit.
It's great.
I like that too. I thought long and hard about Miracle Mile. Have you seen that movie?
I thought long and hard about Miracle Mile. Yeah.
We're thinking long and hard about it now in the aftermath of House of Dynamite. Did you see House of Dynamite yet?
I didn't. I will.
Okay. Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
We know what you think.
Yeah.
You're too busy watching The Cemetery Down by the Graveyard. Is that the name of that
Cemetery
show?
Road.
Okay.
I will see House of Dynamite.
Crimes and Misdemeanors, undrafted.
Yeah.
No thoughts?
Pretty amazing. Amazing movie.
Henry V.
Thought about it. I thought about trying to be cute and being like, well, there was a Henry IV.
I was gonna say I was gonna try and squeeze it into sequel. There's
What's
something kind of
about?
Crazy.
What was Henry IV's life?
Henry IV 1 and part 1 and 2 are like the young man Henry before, and there's parts of Henry IV part 1 and 2 in Henry V, the movie.
I see. Okay.
So
that's Hal. Yeah.
And all the Falstaff stuff.
Yeah.
It's been wild because I feel like we're having a weird moment in pop culture where a bunch of the people from these movies are popping up and stuff. So Emma Thompson is in this series that you just besmirched. Daniel Day-Lewis, obviously in Anemone. Like just watching these people as very young actors.
Yeah.
Still with us all these years later.
This is 36 years ago.
Yeah.
There's several other films. I mean, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure is this year. That's, critical movie. How to Get Ahead in Advertising is this year. The Burbs, Joe Dante's The Burbs, phenomenal movie. Uncle Buck. The War of the Roses, maybe the biggest movie not drafted here today.
I thought about it, and we did a rewatchables on it. I like that movie. It's also by the time I was old enough to see it, I feel like it was a little outdated.
I see.
And
I still have not seen The Roses.
Nor have I was about to say, but I got an email that it's coming to streaming at some point.
Yes. Weekend at Bernie's.
I gotta tell you, I think I may have seen Weekend at Bernie's more than any other movie in my life.
I think the only movie I've seen more than Weekend at Bernie's is Weekend at Bernie's 2.
Okay.
Which was also on cable quite a bit growing up.
Andrew McCarthy in Weekend at Bernie's is a powerhouse performance.
Is it?
Yeah, it's up there with My Left Foot. Daniel Day-Lewis. Gleaming the Cube, big Slater movie for me. Police Academy 6, City Under Siege.
Yeah.
Where's just Citizens on Patrol? I think this was Citizens on Patrol.
Police Academy 6 is City Under Siege.
Okay,
so
sorry.
You just referenced it as though it were My Left Foot.
Yeah.
You're like, Police Academy 6, City Under Siege, of course, in the canon. One of the great films.
Yeah.
Certainly a movie I saw a lot. Police Academy, Major League, Look Who's Talking.
Yeah.
All of these, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Weekend at Bernie's. These are movies that I saw over and over and over again.
But I preferred both Look Who's Talking 2 because...
That's when there's 2 kids.
And also the animals, right?
I thought 3 was...
Oh,
isn't that
three
Look
the
Who's
animals?
Talking Now?
Oh, you're right. Okay. Well, anyway, the numbers,
Is it Roseanne in Look Who's Talking 2 as the other voice? It's Bruce Willis is in the first one, right? He's the baby.
2. Okay, let's see. Yes.
Okay.
And then...
I can't... I
you know who directed Look Who's Talking, right?
Amy Heckerling.
Yeah, Amy
right.
Heckerling.
Yes.
So we need to respect
the movie
it.
was
Let's
a fucking sensation. Huge hit.
Yes, it is Roseanne. You're right. And then...
I remember.
And then the third one is the... Anyway, I think Look Who's Talking 2 is better than Look Who's Talking.
You know what's so crazy?
What?
I don't want to spoil this, but in a movie that is coming out later this year, there's like a Look Who's Talking homage.
Is it in Ripped?
I don't want to spoil it.
Have I seen it?
Yeah. I don't want to spoil
Or
it.
The Ripped?
I mean, it may not be purposeful, but it's something that is represented in that film, this upcoming film and the original film.
Is it in Hamnet?
It is not.
Okay, well, now I'm trying to think about what it is.
I don't want to spoil it for anybody.
Don't spoil it.
Because I loved it. And I don't even know how intentional it was, but if it was intentional, that's fucking
That's
sick.
really funny. And then, wait, no. But then also, I also feel that Honey, I Blew Up the Kids is better than Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Because the giant baby just,
Yeah.
I have a lot of affection for giant babies given my own. But, I mean, there is a real side quality to that kid. Just like, where do I go?
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids was cool as a kid.
It was cool.
It was a cool movie.
I think that on the one time that we went to Disney World, which was lovely. I loved Disney World. I went when I was 7. And there was also, I don't know which other park had the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Universal, probably.
Yeah, like.
Or MGM, or whatever it was.
I thought it was Disney. I thought that was a Touchstone movie. I could be wrong.
I have a vivid memories of like a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids branded like extended jungle gym where you would run through everything and everything was much bigger than you and you were the small kid. And that's what stayed with me even more than Space Mountain.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids was Walt Disney and Buena Vista Pictures.
Okay.
Okay, a few more to go through. The Adventures of Baron Munchausen.
Terry
Gilliam movie, of course. Cinema Paradiso was released in America in this year, and it was nominated for Best Foreign Language Film.
I see you're going on the art house track here. Can I shout out
Please.
Jim Jarmusch's Mystery Train?
Yes, one of the best.
One of the great cultural mixtapes because it introduced me to a bunch of different stuff that I had no idea about, like Screaming Jay Hawkins and Rockabilly, and it's just an incredible hangout movie that I think is on Criterion Channel.
It is. I just saw Father, Mother, Sister, Brother, his new film. Which is like Mystery Train, an anthology movie. Sorry to Amanda about that. I thought it was great. I really, really, really liked it. And it has a lot of it has some Mystery Train echoes. There was a Q&A after the screening with Jim, and
Was Driver there?
Driver was not there. I'll tell you who was there watching the film with me was Charlie XCX.
Oh,
She was in the screening room,
yeah.
and she seemed to enjoy it.
Did she dap you up and say, I respect your work?
Yeah, she said, "What's up, homie? It's me again." And I said, "Thank you for Brat." Other films.
You didn't like Brat. You didn't.
I thought it was
I
fine.
remember. I was there.
I
You
thought it
were
was
like, I
fine.
listened to the first part and I don't need to go through with it.
because it was a female musician. or
Right,
what
yeah.
was the issue?
That's the problem.
Yeah. Okay. No one drafted my left foot, which as we discussed on the list, it's
fine.
pretty good.
That's fine. Yeah.
Glory.
Yeah.
Probably hasn't aged great.
No.
I've seen it at least a
White
few times
Gaze.
because of school. The White Gaze.
Yeah. The gaze Z of
The white
whites.
gaze.
Yeah.
And what about it?
It just hasn't aged well.
The White Gaze of that film.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
The
see.
white gaze Z in general
Yeah.
has not aged great either.
Interesting.
Try to mix it up a little
And
bit.
here we all are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Interesting points were made. Have you guys seen A Dry White Season?
Yeah.
No.
This is a courtroom thriller that actually didn't it garner Marlon Brando an Academy Award nomination? I believe that it did. Yes, he was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor. Eugene Palcy is the director of this movie, and it's also set in South Africa during apartheid. It's kind of would be an interesting double feature with Lethal Weapon 2.
It's right. Yeah. Diplomatic community night.
More Star Trek V: The Final Frontier. Not a huge fan of that one. A Nightmare on Elm Street, The Dream Child.
Yeah.
Not the best. Halloween 5: The Revenge of Michael Myers, a film that should be
It
deleted.
stinks. Yeah. I'd rather watch 6, which is the Paul Rudd one, right?
I don't like 6 very much either,
But
but
I'd rather watch it than 5.
Halloween Resurrection, is that
Yes.
6?
No, Resurrection is the reality show, correct? 4 is
Yes.
the,
Resurrection is after H2O.
Okay, so what is 6?
6 is the one where Paul Rudd plays Tommy and they're like syringing.
Halloween films?
Oh, okay. Sorry.
They're taking like the syringe of juice out of Michael Myers.
Yes, I remember.
I think that's 6.
But what's it called?
The Curse.
Halloween, The Curse of Michael
The
Myers.
Curse
Yeah.
of Michael Myers. Damn,
Also quite bad.
it is. There's like a 5 consecutive bad movie run for the Halloween films.
Well, it depends on how you feel about Season of the Witch.
No, I wouldn't include that.
Oh, okay.
I think 4 is okay. I think 5, 6, 7, and 8 are bad. I know you like H2O. I know some people really like H2O. I don't care for H2O. Just throwing that
Like
out
when
there.
you do
I
that.
want to touch you. Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason
Okay.
Takes Manhattan. It's
Yeah.
a no from me, dog.
Yes, but comes at the end of a very fertile run for the Friday the 13th project. 5,
Okay.
6, and
What
7.
happens? Yeah. What happens in those?
Well, there's a
What do we-
telekinetic young girl
Oh, sure.
who attacks Jason.
Okay. Great.
Speaking
Kind of Amanda vibes
of
on that
female
girl.
stories,
Yeah.
women empowerment.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Center her. Don't
Yeah.
center Jason.
Yeah.
Fletch Lives. I don't think I've seen it.
I don't
Yes,
think
you
I have either.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't remember ever seeing it. Should I see it?
I don't know. I haven't, so I can't recommend it.
The Fly 2.
Okay.
Mm.
All right.
Not ideal.
The Package.
Yeah, I like that movie. That's Gene Hackman and Ann Archer.
It's Andrew Davis, right?
Andrew Davis
Oh,
directed.
yeah.
And he is investigating someone being murdered. It's a little bit of a confusing.
It's like a spy story too, right?
Is it JT Walsh who's murdered in the
Yes.
first few minutes?
Damn spoiler.
Well, I mean, it happens
When
like the
JT
first
goes out in
minute.
a movie, you know it's a good one.
Yeah.
I agree. If JT Walsh gets shot in the head, A+ film.
No one has said the word Steel Magnolias at any point.
Wow. Wow.
We said diabetes, but we didn't say Steel
I made a
Magnolias.
joke about it. I was wondering if you were going to take it. Are you a fan of this film?
No, not really.
You've said that before. I find that
Yeah.
interesting. For all your Julia fandom and your quest
Right.
for empowerment.
Sure,
You know?
yeah. Everyone's
And your
really
interest in beauty? Yeah.
Right, yeah. Everyone's really empowered
That's right.
in that one. Yeah.
Who's is it Tom Skerritt is the dad in this?
Sounds right.
And Sam Shepard is Dolly Parton's boyfriend,
Yeah. I mean,
who's
that's
kind of a bad
important.
guy, but then really shows up at the end
Sure. Yeah.
when Shelby doesn't drink her juice.
You know, it's a film I haven't seen.
What?
Music Box, which is stars Jessica Lange. She got a Academy Award nomination for this movie. It's her and Armin Mueller-Stahl, and it's about a Hungarian immigrant played by Mueller-Stahl who is accused of being a war criminal. It's directed by Costa Gavras, who directed Z and State of Siege, plenty of good movies. And it's written by Joe Esterhaus.
Yeah.
Okay.
of Basic Instinct.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Sliver. Perhaps you've heard of him.
I was going to throw out along those same lines is a movie that I watched a bit of, and I think I saw when I was younger, but like on cable or something. But I watched a bit of last night, which is True Believer, which is a Curtis Hanson movie with James Woods and Robert Downey Jr. About a defense attorney taking on an unwinnable case, kind of like
sure.
his attempt at like The Verdict, but it was pretty good what I watched of it. There was one other, Morgan Freeman, Lean on Me, does a huge movie that year.
I love that movie.
Yeah. And Harlem Nights, really awesome. And then Tango and Cash.
I can't believe you didn't. Did this? Maybe it came out in 1990. Did The Unbelievable Truth come out in 1990 in the U.S.?
I don't know.
The Hal Hartley movie?
Film? Yeah. It's listed as 89, but its release date might have been 1990. Speaking of Long Island figures and growing up there.
He is selling those on his site.
Yeah, the Blu-rays of his films. Yeah. Not all of them, though, I think. Only some of them, or maybe some of them are sold out. I think I might have bought a couple.
It sounds like it was a more of a 90 movie because it came out, it got to Sundance in 90.
Okay. Couple of other ones. Jane Campion's Sweetie is this year. Brian Yuzna's Society, one of the most amazing body horror movies of all time, is this year. See No Evil, Hear No Evil, another movie that was on cable nonstop. Is that the last Pryor and Wilder movie? It might be.
Are you a Blake Edwards guy?
Sure.
Skin Deep.
Was that this year?
Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty good. Let It Ride, incredible gambling comedy with Richard Dreyfuss. I wanted to recommend to listeners of the show Notebook on Cities and Clothes. Are you guys familiar with this?
No.
Also a documentary made by Wim Wenders about Yoji Yamamoto and all about Japan and Yoji's history as a fashion designer. Very, very good film. I think that's all I got.
Should we recap?
No License to Kill for you from your favorite Bond?
Honestly, not a Dalton guy at all.
No, who is?
I don't know, but like, he's really been lost to history. I wonder when that will get those
reclaimed.
What about Pet Cemetery?
There's two Fred Gwynn movies I like this year. Disorganized Crime.
Never seen it.
Yeah.
Sea of Love?
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously a
Where
cool
you at?
text. I fucked up. I fucked up and I took...
What did you took Field of Dreams. You could have taken Sea of Love.
Or I took Roadhouse and I could have taken Sea of Love.
You fucked up.
Yeah.
That's rough. What about Dead Calm?
That's a good one.
Seen Dead Calm?
No.
Nicole Kidman is trapped on a boat with her husband, Sam Neill, and
I
a
have seen
deranged guy,
I've
Billy
seen
Zane.
this. Yes.
Yeah.
So that's
incredible film.
Yeah, really, really
great thriller.
Sam Neill was only in fucked up movies.
Yeah.
At this time period.
Yes. Well, Jurassic Park, probably the most fucked up movie ever made. They
But
fucking invented dinosaurs.
What was the Wes Craven? No, the John
In the
Carpenter
Mouth of
movies
Madness.
In the Mouth of Madness. Yeah.
A+ film. 5-star classic. He's also in Possession, of course.
Yeah.
This is a fuck ton of good movies this year.
It was great stuff.
You guys have any closing thoughts before we wrap?
I enjoyed myself.
Okay, why don't Amanda, you had first pick, so why don't you start off
so
the recapping?
am I reading drama, comedy, action, or I'm reading the order of what's
live your truth.
In Blockbuster, I have one, Harry Met Sally. In action horror thriller, Ghostbusters 2. In comedy, Heathers. In drama, Born on the 4th of July. In sequel, I believe I have National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, though the camera is blocking it. I don't know what's in round 5.
Little Mermaid.
Little Mermaid, an Oscar nominee, and in am I missing something?
True Beverly Hills.
Well, that's wild card. I just didn't know whether I covered everything.
You did. You did.
Okay.
Did a great job.
Everything's going to be okay.
I can't see
You've done a great job.
Thank you.
You're a working mother. You're
Thank you
getting
so
through
much.
it.
Yeah,
I'm
you
doing the best I
love
can.
Star
You
Wars.
believe to be heard. You've learned a lot about Master Chief today.
Yeah.
This has been helpful.
Sure.
In my first pick, I took Do the Right Thing in drama. In my second pick, I took Field of Dreams, an Oscar nominee. Third, I took Dead Poets Society in Blockbuster.
Comedy. No, Blockbuster. You're right. Time to stop
I
talking.
took Parenthood fourth in comedy.
You have Lethal Weapon in sequel. You
Lethal Weapon
have
2, yeah.
Road 2. Sure.
It's kind of
sequel.
a nice microcosm of some of our studio
You
issues
have
here.
Roadhouse in action horror thriller, and you have Major League in Wild Card.
That's right.
There you go.
Okay, you're gonna have to help me on the bottom as well, Amanda. But
I
in
can't
action,
I can see you,
okay,
yeah.
good.
in action horror thriller, I got Tim Burton's Batman. In sequel, I got Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. In Oscar nominee, I got Sex, Lies, and Videotape. In comedy, I got Say Anything.
You had Back to the Future Part 2 in sequel, Fabulous Baker Boys in drama,
Yeah,
and Roger and Me
In Wild Card.
great.
Yeah.
Back to the Future Part 2 in Blockbuster.
Sorry.
Right.
Well, we could next time we'll just do it the other way.
Next time we will do it with no cameras. And we won't record it.
And no notes.
And then we'll just sit here quietly.
All right, that would be
Weekend at
beautiful.
Bernie's.
And everyone will say, "Where's the new draft?" And we said, well, we did it for us.
Great to see you guys. This was a pleasure.
So you are leaving for 6 months.
For
and
2 weeks.
You're not coming back.
For 2 weeks.
We're going to miss you.
I hope that the air traffic controllers are kind of on their, I hope.
Are you going
they
to stay on their best behavior?
No,
Yeah.
get paid and
Yeah.
and
Okay.
are
You're supporting the
happy
worker.
and safe and
Fucking, pay them.
seeing all the sight lines.
Okay. That was very convincing. What are we doing later this week? Later this week, we have number 6 on 25 for 25.
Oh, yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I feel good about it. I got to do some prep.
Yes, I do as well. Not one to be taken lightly is number 6, is what
You
I
want to
will
guess
say.
what it is, Chris?
Rise of Skywalker.
That's it. Thanks to Jack Sanders for his work on this episode. Thanks to CR, the GOAT. Appreciate you, brother. We'll see you soon.